Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Benefactor at Chaotic Neutral Games. I'm Simon, your dear... What, Kate?
Nothing. I just put it to everyone instead of the intro stream, so we all were on camera there for a moment.
Fair enough, okay.
That's okay.
Hello, everybody, and
I'm
welcome
to
the Benefactor at Chaotic Neutral Games. I'm Simon, your DM for tonight, and as you can see, I've been blessed by the gods and shining like an idiot. I can't get my camera to balance out. Apparently, if I put something there, it's fine. I can just hold my hand up for the whole session. I'm your DM for tonight as we join Kate, Felicia, Nick, and Corinne with their adventures in Illyria. Don't forget that you can help or indeed hinder by using your channel points in the game. Check out the options in the chat bar. You can also join the chaos by clicking the Discord link below or vote towards the session twist by becoming a subscriber. So let's join the players as they play the latest episode of The Benefactor.
Lovely.
And welcome back, and welcome to our players.
Hello. We already said hello briefly, not meaning to.
So we discussed a few things on the way here, giant robots and other such things. But amongst those, which is what I've said, let's talk about this on the stream, is the plan, or lack of plan, for the sunken temple that now lies beneath. So let's go through a few bits of your assets, and then you can all argue about the fact that you haven't planned. So,
we have a plan. We wrote it on a cardboard. Well, we wrote P-L-N.
A plun, which will only make sense to anybody who's read the Feagles books by Terry Pratchett. Anyway,
all I'm going to say is no plan ever survives first contact with the enemy, so it's better not to have one.
True. The only plan we need is
we're unprepared, but we haven't wasted time, so really it balances out.
Farewell.
Oh,
anyway,
cheers. Thank you. I've already died once this...
You
and
keep
you're the one
milking that.
We need a counter.
You keep milking
we need a
that.
Counter.
Yeah, and you're the one saying don't plan, so clearly you don't care, so...
All I'm going to say is, I died yesterday.
Yes, Farewell, you keep...
And soon your
Still
partner will
sounds
kill
like
you
the old
again.
person going, I'm 92 today! I died yesterday!
Yeah, so, like...
I died 93 years ago, or something along those lines.
So my notes from
that's
last session
technically
someone else is doing a recap. I love this.
No. My notes from last sessions is this. It's a quote, plesiosaurs are bros by Farewell.
Yeah,
oh yeah, we're gonna
bros.
summon some plesiosaurs, and Nolan was gonna help us summon some plesiosaurs to like be on, and we could use them as mounts.
You said you didn't have a plan. So yes, let me go through what I've got here. and it'll also go over some of the stuff I've told you. So beneath you at the moment, because the small kind of jutting out rocks that you're anchored near at the moment are a marker point, and then beyond that point there is a crater, a volcanic crater. So there's an underwater volcano, and in that crater is a temple to the Squall.
Why can I hear Simon twice?
Yes.
I'm bad enough.
Because I was going to try and host, and I'm already hosting.
All right, okay. Yeah, you don't want me twice, go. This is in a underwater volcano, so it goes down quite some way. It's in the top of the volcano, in the crater. That itself is a few hundred meters below the surface. The temple is to the Kraken, so this is definitely to the Kraken. And it's made in such a way that one of the geothermal vents goes into the core of this temple, and then it diffuses throughout the temple itself. So you've got these eddies going out to the point where it's so diffused by the time it gets to the outside of the temple that you can't see that it's a geothermal vent. You sent in... No, did you? You scried. You scried. And you did see momentarily, Cora, that sat in front of the main geothermal vent, this rushing upsurge of hot water and stuff mixed into it, it's all very dramatic, is Tristane, seemingly not worrying about being underwater, even though he's a human, clutching the Chalice of the Drowned, sorry. And he's toning something, doing a ritual. Deep in there, and you got the hit that this guy is a warlock. Whether or not he knows it, you're not sure, but it's possible this guy is a warlock of the Kraken. That's your understanding of it based on stuff that you're seeing. The either that or potentially a priest, a cleric, but from your eyes. That's what it looks like. It looks like a ritual to a patron. I think that's how I put it. On the outside of this temple are its natural guards. So instead of the Silverfins protecting this temple, they put it low priority on the list because it's surrounded by a chitinous race. Basically a kind of lobster race, I guess I'd call them. Underwater... Yeah, crustaceans, underwater centaurs, for want of a better word, where they are. The bottom half is just like a giant crayfish or something like that. The top half is not human, but it's just a more humanoid crustacean on top. Then, there's a few things that you have got from the Silverfins, specifically from Thena. So first of all, yes, they are naturally armored. There's a few other things as well in that they can detect water movements. They are very, very sensitive to water movements. They can tell the difference between like a fish and something bigger, which is why the Silverfins have had trouble, the Silverfin scouts have had trouble getting closer than they have already, because once they've done that, these creatures, who apparently swim very fast, even though they seem to look quite cumbersome, will attack. Now, you guys want to sneak in, get it done. You don't know how Tristane got past, but you want to sneak in and get this done. And one of the things that you came up with was distraction. Rather than fighting these quite clearly underwater combat specialists as a race, you are just going to sneak on past and get in there that way, because they all seem to be around the temple, but they don't seem to be inside. Now, the temple has got a kind of honeycomb on top, but it seems to be that getting in there is just this one large tunnel that just goes straight into the heart of the thing. This may be kind of a procession tunnel, where maybe they put like sacrifices into the geothermal vent. Who knows? I don't know, that it has that kind of feel. Even if you're not an archaeologist, you take a look at a kind of temple and go, oh, look, there's a procession going right up to an altar with blood covered on it. I wonder what happens here. It's kind of a little obvious based on what you've seen. So, just beforehand, you did say that that plesiosaurs were on the table, and you do have a small amount of time where you have Enola helping you as well. So you have collected the crew of the ship will stay on the ship and keep the ship safe and be there for when you get back to the surface. That's what they'll do, as will the captain. So you have as your extra help Enola, Thena, and Yana. So Enola, obviously we know who she is. Thena and Yana are both silverfins, and Thena has a narwhal mount, and Yana has a tiger shark mount, and they are underwater specialists. Okay, so that's the situation. Adventurers, what are you doing?
Singing some songs about narwhals. Other
As you
than
do.
that,
Let's see here. Our plan was distraction from Enola, as she still has some time before she's being brought back to the Summer Wild.
yes,
Get in. Fuck shit up. Get out with Tristane. Ugh. Is it Tristane or Dristane?
It's Tristane.
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 We're
So Tristane is how
Yeah.
it's spelled.
we're basically trying to abduct him, right? Because he looks pretty willing right now.
We're gonna bring him home, where some of the slightly better at talking people who are not like Glory can talk some sense into him.
we're thinking at the moment he's probably possessed or of some sort.
Yeah.
At least we got
Well, He's possessed or he's done a deal and is
Yeah.
willing, but it's hard to tell. He looked kind of glazed over, but it doesn't mean he wants to come with us. How are we planning
No.
to capture him? And if he has got a patron that is this tentacled crazy being, are we fighting that thing somehow?
Well, do we fight your Enola's father when
You
you're
do
fighting?
not want to try, is my
No,
point.
so I meant because we're fighting someone who's made a pact with something doesn't necessarily mean that we're fighting the thing that made the pact with.
I brought a
I-
whole person with me, so if we really need to, we can just and then drag his dumbass out. I've also got
Okay.
lots of other stuff, so I would suggest we don't bludgeon him to death, and definitely no disintegrations.
I don't feel like
Or
his father would
melting.
think that we accomplished our task if we did that. No.
No melting, no disintegration.
Do we?
No
have
not.
Hey, I mean, we got
Do you
Rogue.
realize the political
physically intact
clout
as
we
possible.
will gain from the returning him whole?
Yes, Glory, that's exactly what we're doing this for, nothing else. Good, you're on the same page.
I don't have anything I don't have any powers that can like hold a
You got any
I
powers that are good at
do have
potentially
hold
kill
person.
dying?
Wait, I
You
do.
have whole person.
I know you have hold person. You've had hold person since we started this
I
campaign.
know, and I was about to like say it, and I was like, I don't have a reason to hold someone. I'm like, wait.
What do you want me to do? Have some
Hold that person?
holding spell?
Oh, man.
What do you think I am? Some sort of warlock?
Crazy.
I actually
Elven
have
blast,
suggestion.
darling, and that's all I do.
Come with us. Come back home.
Didn't
Well,
you have to
it's-
sleep at some point, Eclipse?
Yes, but I removed that because of how sleep scales, and I only have up to second level spell slots at the moment. For sleep to be useful at the level we're at, with the amount of hit points people usually have, it's I need to have a higher level spell slots. So it's
You
good
use
and
it
early.
to knock out cats and villagers at the moment. That's it.
Yeah. But I have suggestion, which I can suggest a course of activity, a limited sentence to magic influence creature you can see, to essentially suggest him to come back home.
How long does suggestion work?
Up to 8 hours.
Oh, okay. I mean, it would be better to suggest...
we can get him back on the ship.
Again, we literally only need him to come back up to the surface and get into a teleportation circle and go to Ostergold.
Yes, but
We gotta get back to a teleportation circle, but...
No, I make them.
Don't they take a year?
Nope.
Oh,
No,
it's
not
about
if I already
a
know
minute?
the circle and I've studied
A
the one
minute.
in the university.
Yeah,
Sorcerers
so
can make them in a minute.
Yeah. So you're
yeah,
gonna...
so
Okay.
so
Well, I think it's better
how
to
it
persuade before we start the fight.
yeah.
We
I
don't
think
know
how
who's
it
got on
gives
side.
us a chance, of course.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So I think with how a teleportation circle works, you can only teleport to circles that you know,
Yes.
but you can teleport
That's it.
from any place
So
that
you can't go out, but coming back is really easy.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you basically have a bit of chalk that you draw like
Yeah,
a temporary
yeah.
circle on the floor, and then
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I...
I'm working on the permanent one, okay?
Sure. Okay. I mean, that doesn't
Sure.
sound as difficult as it probably will be.
No,
But everything's fine.
It never sounds that difficult until we go in. That's part of the fun.
Okay.
That's also like,
so,
you know what? If any phrase was going to be carved into like our gravestone, that would be it.
Yes.
Or something along the lines of "it all looked so easy."
Yeah. Yeah. Or I died yesterday.
I did.
no, I think on
I don't know
yours
why
would
you're
just
being
be
so
my
flippant.
poor green
I
boy.
actually did die yesterday.
It would just be my poor green boy.
Yeah.
Yes. Again, I don't understand why you're being quite so flippant about this whole thing. I mean, I died.
Because you keep pointing it
Yes.
out. We'd actually be more concerned if we were feeling something, but the fact that you're constantly pointing it out kind of takes away from how much we care. Every
Well,
time you
then
say
feel
it.
bad for me. I
Every
died.
time.
I came back and you were all
Again,
like,
see,
oh,
I'm losing the fact that
Tedra,
it was
we were very, very relieved when you came back, but you were gone for 5 minutes.
And
we didn't
but-
know that you died.
by
Oh, right,
pointing
okay.
it out so
Next
many
time I
times
die,
you just
I'll try
lessen.
and stay away from a couple of days.
Oh,
Maybe
you'd
you
be in
have
so much
holiday.
trouble if you did that.
Yes, I know. So, like, I die through no fault of my own, I'd like to add.
You were
I
in the
come
water
straight back out
fighting lots of really dangerous things. I mean, I feel there's some fault.
Time. Every time.
You can't deny that there is some fault in there.
Yeah, those
I mean, it's
sharks
not all
did look
your fault.
pretty
I-
nasty. I don't
I-
understand why
Really
all of
misguided.
you went
I
down
like-
there.
I like-
I am loving the
Misguided.
chat right now. That's it.
I super misguide him right now. He would understand. He would have my back. He would comprehend that you know, I died yesterday.
Seriously.
I'm just-
Jesus.
Jesus Christ, Powell, we get it.
You know, I died
Someone
2 years
clip
ago.
that
I
and
don't go
send
on
it
about
to
it every day.
Ego.
No.
Please.
A year ago.
You say that you were snatched from the jaws of death.
It felt like death to me. Okay.
I mean, you got close.
You were
Uh,
snatched from the
she-
jaws of death because you're not dead anymore.
Kind of.
No, I am.
No, she died. She kind of
Technically
died. She,
That doesn't
and
matter.
This is
Just
Enola. She's
Such-
like, yeah, you know how you have that spell. It's not innovate. What is it? The one where if they just at the moment of
Eowyn
death, you pull
knows.
them back out of death.
Oh, Death Lord.
No, that's prevention. The one that happens straight away. You know. Sorry, I'm not very good with Mundus spells.
Is it called that?
That sounds about right. Yeah, reignite is it? No, revivify. is what you said,
Vivify.
yeah?
It's like
Yeah,
motivational talking.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Oh
yeah,
yes, please.
Father
take the whole
did
thing
something
that I
similar to
spent
that.
My,
It basically,
my whole previous life training to do down into you just
You want
talk
some
and then they get back up again.
You do just talk and people get back up again.
There's a lot more to it than
Well,
that.
I'm not saying you're not talented at doing that. I'm just saying that it's great that you can just talk and they get back up again, or you talk and they fall down.
Yeah. Father did something like that. He basically accepted the part of her story where she died, but then continued it. Sorry, it doesn't translate well in your language.
When this happens, you tend to like pick. You could have picked my side for once.
She couldn't pick your side. You died yesterday. Okay.
Exactly.
Are we?
And happy birthday to me. That technically makes me 1 day old.
Well, it's not.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. You do act like a baby sometimes, so it makes sense.
I think I'm entitled, therefore, to act out. I can't wait to get into my terrible twos. You lot are gonna have like such a time.
Is that in like two
Such
days
a
time?
That'll be tomorrow, and then I can say I died.
I'm feeling
the
like
day
this
back.
silly banter is distracting us from the fact that we have to leap into that water and.
Yeah, I mean, I won't lie. I'm just, I'm not,
Kinda died was to be a scout/brownie badge.
just.
I'll add it to the list.
Just a badge.
Just a badge with died yesterday.
Well, there's a Twitch emote sorted.
Okay.
I know that there's quite clearly an Eldritch Temple. Can you blame me for not necessarily wanting to?
I'm not. I was kind of
I mean, we all know
admitting
what
that was why I was babbling.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
can at least breathe underwater normally. We have to use these pendants that we also don't know if they are going to work properly, that they're spying on us for some reason, and we can't seem to
we know
stop
they're
that.
definitely spying on us.
So why are
Yeah,
we... And we can't turn that
Well,
off.
what
but
I would
we-
recommend is try and stay within 10 feet of Eclipse. She'll probably give you some sort of protection.
She runs away and hides all the time. It's impossible to stay close to her.
She also can't swim very well, so it's going to really hamper her ability to go and hide.
Okay, I'm just going to
I-
grab
I-
her by the tail and start... And she can swim with me. Are we...
And could you possibly summon those water creatures again so we can ride in there?
Oh, didn't you mention you were going to do that, Enola?
She points at the two plesiosaurs that are just waiting there, just by the
It's like,
boat.
what
Oh,
up?
lovely. Well then, guys,
Yeah,
I
hello,
just
bro.
need
They've been there.
1 minute and I'll be back.
I thought they were the distraction, though. You can't really go in on the distraction.
Yeah.
It defeats the object.
Oh,
Yes,
I don't-
Can't you summon your plesiosaurs again?
Yeah.
I can. I mean, I don't know whether... Because they can swim really fast, and what are they I guess they're a good distraction, but at the same time, we are going to swim very fast, and we're going to be weak and weak as
I mean-
fuck.
Farewell.
Charge faster?
I'm going to use your passive as an automatic pass farewell. You can see Thana and Yana sat on their very fast aquatic mounts,
I was just about to say that.
crossing their arms and going, when do you think they're going to look in our direction?
I don't think they can carry all of us.
I look
I did
over to
last
them
time.
and go, to be fair, it would have taken us about another 10 minutes to have gotten there. We would have gotten there.
I
but
would never
we have
presume.
to work out the giggles first, and then we go into proper serious mode,
Do
and
you
then...
think a flying carpet works underwater?
No.
No.
Either way, I will go and change into a swimsuit and then we can go.
You brought
Right, right.
swimsuits?
Of course. I have for all of us if we need to.
Oh, yes, please, can I have a swimsuit, please?
You do
But-
realize that removes armor.
I just realized, maybe not.
Yeah.
Like
Remember,
a swimsuit
Lori
and then
can
all
fight
your armor on
completely
top.
naked and have the same AC.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna go hang out by the narwhal. This is just, yeah.
Oh, tell her we said hi.
Shut up! Not a
Don't forget
word.
to flick the hair and
Shut up.
flutter your eyelashes.
Stop it. It's not
I'm gonna-
funny.
gonna watch him go, and then I'm gonna grab Enola's hand and walk her away from the others. Okay, so we're obviously about to do this, and I don't know how long it's gonna take, and I don't want to not have said goodbye if you're about to disappear with the Modrons while I'm fighting for my life under the water. So,
Well, it was part of the distraction, wasn't it? Wait until they need to take me back. And yeah, I'm just going to swim as fast as I can and draw as many Modrons after me as I can as they take me back, as they try to take me back. And they're going to have to fight with whatever these creatures are. And don't worry, if these creatures kill me, I'll just turn it home. Just don't tell the Modrons that.
okay. Anyway, thank you for understanding the crazy that this was, and it's been really nice to have you here again. It's kind of felt like old times.
She starts to bend down to your level, and as she does so, again, subconsciously she shrinks. And she takes you hand either side of the head, and she goes, "My darling, this has been the most amusing thing that's happened to me in a very long time. And time passes a lot faster where I am." She kisses you and gives you a bit of a wink, and then goes over to the plesiosaurs and starts talking to the Fae who are inside, because when you conjure these things, there's a Fae spirit inside it. And so she's talking with all airs and graces, and she hasn't remembered to go back to her full height, so she's still halfling size.
I mean, fair enough.
Are they Chad plesiosaurs?
Of course they are.
These two are courtiers. These two are courtiers of the summer court who have been
Oh, hello,
summoned.
darling. Yes, of course. We'll see you back there.
Oh God!
We must have tea. Oh, it'll be delightful.
Yes. Well, one thought we'd have the Atkin Watkins over for dinner. I mean, if you're quite happy with that, darling. I mean, I do.
As long as we use the best silverware, that's all I care
Of
about.
course. Yes, wonderful.
You
darling,
guys can
wonderful.
only hear Enola's side of the conversation.
Oh, but that's how
It's
it is in our
Elven.
heads.
A mixture of Sylvan and Elven, different dialects.
Actually, what's really happening is Cora and Farewell stood there going, "Oh yes, well, you know, well, you know that coming in court this time of year is wonderfully.
Oh, yeah, that's very good. And Nola
of course
looks
I
back
was-
at us and gives us a look. So, carry on, as you were.
Farewell.
I was
As you're over
terribly-
by the
terribly drunk.
over by the narwhal, Thena, the narwhal is mostly in the water and the horn is out, and Thena's kind of stood on the snout and holding on to the horn just to steady herself, so she's standing out of the water. It's looking pretty cool. You have a feeling there's some sort of trick that they have, and she says, "We can take one person each." You swim pretty well.
Yeah,
So-
I'll take Cora. You take Eclipse, and you can take Glory if you'd like, and we'll do it that way.
Can we fit a halfling on him as well, or is that still count as one person?
No, Farewell said he'll take Cora.
Yeah.
Okay, as you wish. And she, after speaking to you, basically just steps off the snout, sploosh in the water, and you can see she just curls back around, and she's holding on to the saddle of the narwhal now. So I'm
Well,
asking
then,
for
everyone,
it.
ready?
Glory, you go into the cabin,
Oh.
and your familiar says, "Always prepared, mistress." As you pull out swimsuits, apparently.
So I was
Okay.
not going to question it.
I prepped. Okay. I got
Uh,
all the important thing. I got the stuff to get a good suntan. I bought my swimsuit.
How does tieflings tan? Like, what happens to a tiefling tan?
Like,
Like,
it gets pink.
They go. I was going to say they probably go a deeper shade.
yeah.
Yeah, either they go a deeper shade or it bleaches the pigment in their skin. I mean, I don't know why you're even asking this. I mean, come on.
All of us are black.
She grows a deeper pink. It's easy.
Yeah.
Right.
She comes out
You're
like
never quite
cookbooks.
sure if she's sunburnt or not, though, because of the
Yeah.
pink.
Yeah. Until you touch it and she then tries to melt you.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that the black scales have like a kind of iridescent rainbow kind of sheen to them when the sun really kind of kicks them off.
Yeah.
Chitin does that. It's nice.
She does the whole lizard thing where she just sort of walks around like that.
Because I think we would be cheating ourselves of an experience. So go on. What do you look like when you come out of the cabin?
Oh dear God! Right, batten
He's
down.
wearing a really cute two-piece swimsuit, so bikini. The bottom actually has a skirt portion because this is Glory we're talking about, and it's one of those half skirts, so it's not a skirt in the front, it's just around the back because, swimming, and a really cute bikini top because obviously Glory.
What
There we
color?
go.
It's black.
Black. Matching with the black
goes with
scales.
the scales.
Yes.
Yeah.
Goes with the scales. Okay.
Maybe like Glory doesn't suntan, she's just basking like a lizard like,
Telling
in
you.
the sun.
So
It's
fully
possible.
armored,
Yeah.
Glory steps out looking like no adventurer ever.
Do you know what? That's remarkably restrained for Glory. I was expecting something far more over the top.
Yeah, this is
Do you think
actually
she's taking this seriously?
yes.
What you expecting, like a tankini or something? It's just, anyway. Let's not
don't
open that
know
can
what I
of
was
worms.
expecting. It wasn't quite that.
Okay, so she comes out looking glamorous as all hell. I mean, we're probably talking like a kind of Memphis Belle type classiness to her, and you can see the look on the Silverfin's faces when they're kind of like, does she think this is a
Get used to it.
holiday? What the fuck? As you can see,
Honestly,
they're not
used to it.
super kind of laden down by stuff, but they've got like good like leathers, and you can see that Yana's got like a pair of shoulders on. So because when you're fighting people underwater, you're mostly swimming at them like that. So you can see she's got like the forearms covered and things like that. Even if the back is more for maneuverability.
Chill day going down.
And so yeah.
You get used to it.
So who's riding with Yana?
I would say Farewell, but he
No,
can't.
Farewell is
swimming.
dragging
Farewell's
Cora.
swimming.
Yeah. Farewell swimming.
Wait, Yana, she's the one with the tiger shark?
Yeah, she's the tiger shark.
Yes.
Ooh, I'll take her.
Okay. So
You get to ride the
I get to
narwhal.
ride with the
with
Elf.
Thina the sea.
sea hag.
She's not a
sea
hag. She's an
sea
elf.
elf. Sea elf, not sea hag.
Calling my girl a hag. So with Glory, there's a moment of oh yeah, and a little bit of oh, as the hench, scarred, deep Triton gets you onto the tiger shark. She shows you where to hang on, and she's telling you to hang on to the saddle. At which point, she swims about 5 foot away from the tiger shark, and you watch as her body lengthens, and she ends up being this 8 foot long merfolk because she's a deep Triton. And you can see that along the length of her tail, there is very, very slight bioiridescence. It's not full bioluminescence, but there's a kind of sheen to it. But that's actually camouflage because it looks like rippling water. Dina, on the other hand, basically with no ceremony, just tells you to hold on motorbike style around her midriff.
Alright.
At which point, Yana then turns around and with mind speech, which is slightly different telepathy, but just mind speech, says to Aquan to Farewell, do you want to take the halfling or should I?
It's up to you, Cora. You want to come with me, or do you want to ride on there with them?
It's merfolk with the tail.
I mean, you can get on the narwhal. I mean, it's a narwhal. It's pretty cool.
I know, that's where Eclipse is.
Yeah, you got Constantine on the narwhal.
Oh, yeah.
You can go on the shark if there's only one person
tiger
shark.
shark.
You could go with Glory, actually. So you can go with Glory on the tiger shark, or you can basically just take hold of Farewell's shoulders. You're small enough that with his strength, he'll be able to pull you. And the same is true of Yana. So choose your mount. The Deep Triton, the Genasi, or the tiger shark.
Oh, okay. Wait, isn't so the Triton's not riding the shark anymore? I see. She's
No,
on her
She's
own.
swimming.
Yeah,
Got
they
you.
made that assumption, and she just went away. And what she did before, she transformed into this long
mermaid thing.
Mero. Yeah.
Well, what do you think? I don't want to. What do you want to do? I'm happy to go. If you can't swim with me, whatever's easiest. I don't want to be a problem.
Just pick Cora. We need to go.
I'm not falling into that trap.
Well, now I have the guilt of going. If I don't choose you, is that going to come across as I don't want to do?
Just get on the fucking shark, Cora.
This shark is kind of cool. Sorry, I'm doing the shark.
Okay, so Glory,
get in the cockpit, Sinji.
You watch as you both casters now are on the tiger shark.
Okay.
And Yana says to you with mind speech, you'll say, "I'll give the orders to the tiger shark."
Also, I have to recognize. Sorry, wait, sorry.
Yeah. So she says, "I'll give the orders to the tiger shark. You just hold on." She turns to you all, and Yana, as she turns, she coils so that she's kind of this spiral in the water, and she says, "For anybody who does come up to me, should I need healing or you want to hide behind me, please be careful of these." And she runs her hands down where normally her butt would be, but now is just an extension of her tail. And there's some spines along her back. And she says, "Be careful of these. They're poisonous." And with that, she curls in the water and starts to, almost eel-like, because she's quite long, 8 foot, yeah? Starts to descend. And with that, the tiger shark lurches and goes down. I need a check from you all.
I hope we put our necklaces
to find
on.
out.
I guess yes.
We got necklaces.
I was going to say that was the question. What are you doing to breathe underwater? So
I breathe.
Nick, we know, is just going to breathe.
I got a necklace on.
Okay.
It doesn't matter because they can't spy on me. Anyway.
I don't have any other means to do it, so I've put the necklace on. Going, we don't care about this. Okay, fine,
Sure.
fine. I gotta breathe.
And Glory.
Necklace.
Cool. Okay.
I'm gonna be like putting the necklace on and tucking it kind of under the thing because I'm like, I don't want a necklace flying off my head while I'm trying to breathe and then I suddenly can't breathe. I don't trust this necklace to not fall off on its own underwater.
I mean, the necklace is quite short. It won't get past your head once you put it on.
Okay, fine, fair enough.
Almost by design, yeah, because that is a problem.
Yeah,
you took it into your armor to make sure that it's not easy to just pull off and all the rest of it. Sure. Because that's something I absolutely would have done, is pulled off your necklace. So yeah, you stash it out the way so that it's hard for them to figure out what it is you're using. So you descend down and you can see that this beautiful rippling mirror that is the underside of the sea here is fairly calm, starts to get darker and darker and darker. Those of you who have no dark vision, how are you seeing?
I think that's only Cora.
No. I got an ear piercing that gave me dark vision up to 60 feet.
Oh.
There we go.
I don't think I have dark vision though.
Oh, I can.
That would be
underwater.
really
I'm okay.
okay. That's weird, having a swim speed and not having dark vision.
Genasi, I don't think any of them get dark vision. Because even fire ones, they can choose to emit light, kind of undoing the need for it. So, what Farewell does is he simply just touches his crown and uses the cantrip light, and I have dim light.
Okay. The light does get eaten up very quickly by the water as you descend. So you're kind of confident that it's not going to travel too far, but it will allow you to see things nearby, which, obviously, considering your swimming, is going to be important.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, as you descend, you can see that there's a reason why I'm asking this of you. This this deep sea volcano does seem to have some effect on the water. There's a kind of almost sulfurous taste to it, and as you're breathing it, it's almost like hours after eating a chili pepper, and you just lick your lip, and there's just something there. You can see that Thena, because Yana is kind of ahead with Farewell right now, she kind of purses her lips, distasteful at it, and but she keeps pressing on. It doesn't seem to affect the narwhal or the tiger shark. It's a fairly easy descent, and especially once they see the light coming from Farewell, you can hear mind speech from Yana and Thena as they say, let's bank around and come in through the rushes there. Try to hide that light as much as we can. Sorry, if I knew Farewell, I would have prepared some dark vision for you.
It's fine. I'll tell you what, if you want, I can switch the light off and you can drift me in. I'll just hold on to the saddle and you can just guide me in.
Yana, who has been swimming pretty much alongside you because you're both swimmers, just kind of goes up to you, shrugs, and takes your hand.
Cool. I drop the light and then I'm just guided by her.
Sure. You still kind of bank around to a bunch of weeds, and you are keeping your distance, and the distance that the scouts had before. You have a feeling you're kind of aping that a little bit, until it gets to the right time, and Cora only can hear. Sorry, not just Cora. Cora and Farewell both hear simultaneously. Time expired. The princess shall be returned. And there's a sudden boom in the distance that ripples all the way to where you are. And Enola appears in your head, Cora, and says, "Showtime. See you in all my dreams." And she shouts, "Over here!" And you can kind of hear it as well in your head momentarily. And then Enola's just bolting. At which point you can hear this.
It begins.
As two large plesiosaurs start calling through the water, creating as much noise through the water as they can, effectively fucking up the radar of the crustaceans. There's a flurry of activity that you can see in the distance, and places where you thought there was nothing there, suddenly they just shake off the silt, and these deep sea centaurs, I guess you would call them, crayfish on the bottom, or a kind of lobster on the bottom, and then these large, bulbous, humanoid bodies, still collated still covered in carapace, with these huge collated hands, collated literally mean claw-like, and they, with a kick of their tail, launch themselves and start swimming towards the sand. And the bellow keeps going. And you're kind of getting that the plesiosaurs are sticking their head out the water, taking a breath, putting their necks down as far as they can, and then just bellowing as hard as they can. Again, causing this huge down into the crater below. It's also incredibly loud. Maybe a bit of thaumaturgy going on up there, either from Manola or from the spirits themselves. Either way, a huge flurry of activity as these creatures start going off in that direction. And then something goes on that makes you kind of go, oh, Jesus. As what seems to be a mound suddenly moves, and the silt and sand and ash, as well as a weird kind of speckled effect to the sand, sloughs off. And this giant crustacean, not a lobster, not a crab, just a weird monstrosity, unearthly, starts to ascend from the crater slowly. This thing has got to be 30 foot long, more, about 20 foot wide, big flat head like a horseshoe crab. It's going slowly comparatively to the others, but fast for its size. And uncurling from underneath it, these two giant claws that you think could just break a ship. It could just crash into the bottom of a ship and sink it, and just pinch the ship. And this huge siege creature is just going off in that direction.
Oh, the moderns will have fun with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Athena
it does feel like a uniquely Mobdron problem.
Athena turns around and says, if ever we had a chance, it's now.
Well, let's not hang around.
With that, you all stay together in one kind of huddle, trying to mix up your signal as much as you can and making sure that the ripples from your swimming get caught up amongst all of the seaweed and the plant life that you're using to baffle your entrance, to disturb the water flow in such a way that they can't quite tell directly what it is. You're suddenly very grateful for agreeing to bring along the silverfins, because I would have stuck you with this, but you've got two experts on you, so automatic pass for this as you go straight through. In fact, you've passed quite a few things already, just in narrative choices. Hey, roleplay. And you can see that as you get closer to the temple, there are just a few of these creatures that are left behind. And you are going to have to be very careful going in. Now, many of you are on mounts. And Nick, you've got that. You switched off the light and you've got the hand of Yana. So Yana's going to give you the help action. I would like stealth checks from Farewell.
Oh boy.
And I would like, just Farewell at this point, because I pre-rolled.
Do I get advantage because she's helping?
Yes, the help action. Yeah. So you get advantage. Yeah.
Well, that's a natural 18 on the. What? Where did that go? Oh no, we're a D10 down. Send help.
That was a good one. Hit an 18.
Send help.
Oh no, that dice died today.
See, now you're getting it. There it is. Yeah, we'll take the 18. Thank you very much. Plus 2 is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, absolutely. You kind of study Yana's movements as she's kind of guiding you along. You can notice that she's kind of flattened her profile. She's kind of going like a snake, I guess. And you just kind of going sympathetic with it. And as for the other two, Eclipse, no stealth check for you because Thena is pulling you along. And she, the entire time, is keeping a low profile on her mount, and she's just very quietly talking to her mount using mind speech. Strange that she's even being quiet using that. For the two on the tiger shark, again, Yana, as she's getting that low profile, the shark just knows to do the same, and all you have to do is hold on. You reach.
It didn't screw it up for us, Farewell.
You reach one of the apertures of the temple, and you realize that they've gone just to the side of the main entrance. There's a huge tunnel off to your left that allows you to just go straight to where Tristane is, or you can go into one of the smaller vented entrances, and this is very much like a step temple, but with various entrances and balconies and things like that. So this used to be a very busy temple at some point, and you can go in through one of those and go through the smaller, more labyrinthine tunnels to go to Tristane, or which is where the Silverfins seem to be taking you at the moment, or you can tell them to change course and go down the main tunnel. Which would you like to do? Do nothing?
Do I have... Well, so where we're currently... Am I recognizing this from the sort of weird little tour I had during scrying?
Yes, you know that the main tunnel goes down to Tristane almost directly.
Do we want to take the direct route, or do we want to take the side tunnel?
Well, if you give me just a moment. Where's it gone? Can't find it at the moment. Where's my spells?
What spell?
And yes, Jordan, I need to fix the canon command so that it doesn't have a 60-second wait. I wanted it as a 60-second wait for each person, but apparently it's a 60-second wait flat, so I'll have to change that.
There we go. See, I knew it was there. I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I'm doing.
We're professional at this by now.
Underwater, yeah.
Sorry, what's that, Nick?
We're completely underwater.
Oh yeah, you're about 300 foot down now.
Okay.
And at the moment, you can't see shit.
Do you want me to fix that, Farewell?
No, I can do it myself, but
I mean, dancing light doesn't really require much of me.
No, I know. Sorry, I'm trying to do like a couple of things at once and being terrible at all of them.
It happens to the best of us. You did die yesterday.
See?
Catching on.
See? Yeah. We'll get there with you all. I could cast Locate Objects, and that would give us...
the direction of the chalice?
Well,
Chalice?
I would use the
Chalice.
Chalice of the Drowned, and then I'd be able to guide us to it.
Sounds good. I would also like to take the moment to apologize to chat. It seems that my pronunciation of English is getting worse by the minute. I had the same problem pronouncing things in Swedish earlier today, so...
It's changing gear. It
know
takes
that
a bit
feeling.
of time,
Yeah. I also have a spell I can cast on you, Eclipse, that will help you whilst we're in here.
Oh?
Yeah, it's called it's called Freedom of Movement.
Oh.
You're our only melee fighter, and basically what it will do is, interestingly enough, and I find this rather interesting, is that you can actually escape from non-magical restraints using it, but for you, what it means is that fighting under here imposes no penalties on your movement or your attacks.
Oh.
but it's
Oh.
only an hour.
A bloody good spell.
Okay.
It's a bloody good spell when you don't have swim speed.
Well, being underwater.
Yeah.
So
And
it's up
freedom
to
of
you,
movement will effectively give you a swim speed.
Yeah. So it's up to you. I can either give it to you now, or I can give it to you a bit closer in. You'll have it for
Closer
an hour.
in, probably. We want to have it for as long as possible if we get
Oh.
into a fight.
Yeah.
Probably yes. So just be prepared if things start to look like we're getting close. Then just
Sure. But do you
Able
want
to
me?
swim.
Do you want to just continue on a little bit, or do you want me to cast the locate object?
While they're
Oh.
discussing that, Kate, can I have an intelligence check?
I'm such a smart one.
You are.
Morts.
My smarts are so
Smart.
good.
It's so
in
good.
just an intelligence check. That is a 12.
12. Sure. There's only a 10. This is detect obvious. So
Take the obvious.
Natural one. I'm really
you don't
unobservant.
need farewell to cast detect object. You saw what it is. That kid.
But that was over an hour ago.
You have a feeling that this is going to take him some time. He was struggling.
Yeah, as long as you can lead us the right way, everything's fine.
I mean, as far as I know, he's down that main corridor. That's kind of where I saw him, and he was doing his thing.
Well,
But
let's just go down.
it's just whether
there
or not the
and-
other one goes
I mean,
Well,
if
him
he's
from
not,
a
if he's
side
not
where he
there,
won't
then
notice.
detect object will be very important.
We don't know
but-
where this side path goes, right? So I saw that down the main path it opens up into a big chamber, and he's at the end of the chamber, right? So like we're not gonna like walk in and he's right there. Is that right?
He might be.
Well, no, I know. I'm wondering with the scrying whether or not I came out of that corridor into a big chamber and he's like further down that corridor, like into the chamber, like.
When
if
you
we-
were in the chamber with him, you could see there was this huge tunnel behind him that's remarkably the same width as the big tunnel you can see to the left.
Right,
Yeah.
and I didn't get an impression that necessarily the side tunnel is going to come round and actually get to the same place, so it might be a complete diversion. So
This is kind of a bit of a honeycomb, and
Yes,
so
but-
eventually you should imagine it would get there because this is the main feature of the temple.
sure.
But that's without rolling a history check. That's as much as you get.
Sometimes taking the path of least resistance is the right choice to make.
I think let's just go this main thing. We don't know how long this ritual takes, and to be
He's
honest,
been at it for a while, so...
our first thing, right, is just to talk to him like a normal person and try and persuade him to come home, right? We're not
Eclipse,
Yes.
trying
just
to.
stand by me because I need to touch you to make this spell work. So if you stand next to me, if it all goes a bit south, touch and go. Yeah.
All right.
And
Okay.
Touch and hide,
Thina
in
says
other words.
you can hold on to the saddle farewell. If you're swimming, you're not going to be causing any drag, and that way you'll be right next to Eclipse. Bear in mind, Eclipse is right behind Thina.
Yeah. I take grip of the saddle. Let's go.
Right, so that's you transferred across. Cool. Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye of where you are. Kind of a party order, but it's more 3D.
Yes, because it's
Okay.
all water.
Yeah.
You tell the Silverfins to change course, and you go into this tunnel. As you start swimming down into this tunnel, you do get well, those of you who can see it, but there is a sense of going into a cave. Just the water moves differently around you, Farewell, and just something instinctive, something in the blood just tells you that you're in a more enclosed space. And for those of you who can see, whereas
Yes.
the outside of the temple is carved, and you've seen this, it's carved in a rough style, kind of think like a Mayan temple or something like that, Chichen Itza. And as you go inside, this tunnel is rougher. It's almost carved out in stages. And it's only after you've gone in 20 foot that you realize what it is. This is as well carved as the as the temple outside. It seems like the gullet of this gigantic creature. And about 20 foot in, there is what, at the distance, looks like pillars, but as you get closer, just looks like teeth. Almost like this is a throat, and somewhere in this throat is just a ring of teeth. You swim past that, about another 20 foot, another row of teeth. Those of you who have got really good dark vision and get close enough to it, you have to check twice to make sure that this isn't the calcified and covered teeth of a long dead creature, and that it is in fact just carving. The water, even though as you came down, thankfully your necklace or your nature or any other magic that you're using to breathe water allows you to survive in this very heavy pressure. You can still feel it. But Farewell, for example, with his physiology, is suddenly capable of this crushing pressure, equalizing it in his body because he is made of water. And he's expelled all the air out now, so there's nothing else to crush. It's just water and water. And as you're swimming along, even though you've got accustomed to the pressure of this deep, it starts feeling like it's crushing even more. And even more. And even more. And it's almost like something is wrapped around you, that it's crushing your torso, that it's trying to squeeze the breath out of your body. You almost feel like your ribs are about to crack with the pressure, that your limbs are bound, even though you're holding on to whatever you're holding on to, a whole variety of what you're holding on to. Suddenly you're just feeling bound, like someone's tied you up with a rope or worse. You're feeling very small, very crushed, very out of your depth. I would like each of you to make me a wisdom saving throw. Farewell with advantage.
Wisdom.
Oh,
Thank God I got a +7. 10.
10. Okay.
wow. With a +7.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, 15 on the nose.
Oh my god. Natural 20.
Or Eclipse. And for you, Farewell?
Sorry, what were we rolling?
Wisdom save.
Wisdom saving throw.
You with advantage.
Oh, yeah.
You with advantage.
Oh, well, it's a nat 20 for me as well. Thank you.
Woohoo!
First one was a bloody 3. I was like, oh, that's not
Oh,
good.
wait, I've got finesse.
That's
I've got
what
like
you
2 finesse. Currently, me and Farewell both have 2 finesse each. I
Oh
wonder
yeah,
if I
so you
should
can
use
reroll
it.
if you.
Mine's a 29
I'm
total,
going to use one of my finesse.
Yeah.
and I will gift one of my finesses to Glory so she can re-roll that,
Okay.
should she choose to.
Cora, what's your new...
I re-rolled and rolled a 19 this time, so 16. No, 26. I can do maths.
26. That's
Yes.
-3.
I got a natural 20.
Yes.
0.
We got that the first time.
Yes, I just wanted to say +0.
Glory, what was yours?
15.
Okay. So, Glory, the crushing isn't nice. It's not nice at all. You have 1 point of terror.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
dear.
Don't worry, I'll be tracking it, but you may want to track it down as well. You have 1 point of terror as there's something about this situation that is wrong. This is more than frightened. This is gripping something deep down in your hindbrain that says, flee.
Monkey brain not happy. Monkey brain not
Monkey
happy.
brain really not happy. So you've got 1 point of terror, and you're holding on. It's not good.
With a 15 as well.
Thank God I used the finesse.
Oh, yeah.
But
I was about to
Glory
say,
now
Cora,
has a
Glory.
finesse just in case there's any more checks. we need.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have one now.
As you go further down into this gullet, there's a sense of trepidation. As the rest of you rationalize it away, this is what this temple is meant to do. This is what it's here for. You all suddenly see something dart out, corner of your eye. And as soon as you look to see it, it's not there. Apart from Farewell, you can't see shit right now. So Farewell doesn't even realize it's there. A couple more times, and there's a couple more darting sensations.
That's it. You tell the guy with the highest passive perception and actual perception in the game about nothing, and you just leave him floating there going
nothing. Yeah. Yeah. Blissful ignorance.
Yes, because
as you descend into the darkness.
Simon's decided that we're not doing D&D anymore. We have turned into a Cthulhu stream.
That's fine. I'm up for some pants-shitting terror. I wore brown trousers today for that sole reason.
It's
Wait,
strange.
you're wearing
Cora.
trousers?
Dude, didn't you get the memo?
Trousers.
We said it's kilts maximum, damn it.
I mean, sorry, carry on. We're serious stream. Professional.
With this creepy,
in the
deep
stream.
water music going on in the background.
Cora,
Yeah, there's Farewell floating
you
along.
remember when you saw Tristane that the tunnel was very much this size, this big, yeah? So why is this one getting smaller? The last set of teeth that you went past, there was just about enough space for you all to get through all at once. And it seems the walls seem to be coming in.
I'm not sure we're going the right way. This has changed. The tunnel we started in was the size of the tunnel that exited into the cavern where he was. This is getting smaller. I don't like this at all.
Eyes of the Grave.
Sure.
Work.
Remind me what Eyes of the Grave detects again, the list?
Hold on 1 second, because even I've got to go
Only
into
undead,
it now.
but
Hold on. As an action, you know the location of any undead within 60 feet of you that isn't in total cover and isn't protected from divination magic until the end of your next turn.
And how long does that go on for?
It's one action, so it's 6 seconds.
Okay. Boom. Undead count goes off, 60 foot in every direction.
Oh, fuck.
You can feel there's something here, but it's rather than get a pinprick, boom, here's an undead. It just seems to generally be all around you.
oh no!
We just swam into something, didn't we? Are we just in something's
Yeah.
first? We just knew it with all the teeth. It was just like, oh man.
Oh no! Oh no! Wait, why did we go in the side
I mean,
entrance? Why did you decide on the side entrance?
Are we sure that this undead or these undead hordes may be CR1 or lower? Question mark?
Glory,
Yeah?
something just touched your leg. At first you thought it was like a seaweed, but it moved. It genuinely just...
Maybe it's just Farewell touching your leg.
No, Farewell's on
Hey,
with
well,
you.
get
you
your hand
Eclipse.
off my leg. That's creepy.
I can't. I'm sorry. I cast light on my helm again. We're talking full brightness. I have bright light for 20 feet and dim light for 20 feet after that.
Oh wow,
I'm sorry.
warning.
At that point, the second that the light spell hits,
Oh no!
something coils around Glory's right foot, goes to pull, but when the light appears, you just watch this tendril go back down into the darkness outside of the range of the light spell.
Maybe light is good. Maybe light is very
Glory,
good.
Dancing lights.
Cora.
Blinding. Wow.
Cora,
What?
the tunnel's the right size again.
Oh. Okay, I thought I had quite good dark vision. That's why I got this earring. And this looks bigger. Did this get bigger?
Magical darkness, perhaps?
Can we just... Okay. A lot of undead? A lot of undead.
Okay.
Oh,
More light.
Great.
I
Well, send
cast
them away.
dancing light to basically try and make our sphere of light even bigger by putting them around where Farewell starts to.
So you
hit them.
send out the lights, 4 of them. Pum 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 pum. It does take, I think, your bonus action to move them, by the way.
Something like that. Yeah.
So yeah, the dancing lights go out, and using some of your concentration, you're moving them along this kind of light ring around Farewell's original light, extending it, sure. Other than the really fucked up architecture, who the hell does like gullet architecture with fucking teeth coming out of the throat? Nothing here as far as you can see.
I'm going to Eyes of the Grave once more. I want to test the theory.
Now that you can see, pretty much you get a ping all around you when your sight hits the walls.
Don't touch the walls. Don't touch the floor. Don't stray outside of the light.
This is a perfectly circular tunnel, by the way, of which you're having to stay in the middle.
Yeah.
Can we
Just
see what
keep
the walls
moving the
look
unit.
like? Do they look like a carved tunnel, or are they
Don't
wet
blink.
and
Do you want to
moist
get closer
and...
to the walls, or just
No.
perception
No.
from here?
I've just been
No.
told not to touch them. I am
No.
going to look with my eyes.
Perception check.
Don't. Yeah. You don't have to worry about blinking underwater.
Diff altered for dim light. I'm altering the diff, so you just have to roll.
Sure.
Guidance.
Guidance.
Okay.
Guidance is also
so there's
very
that.
good.
And
Plus a D4.
guidance. Yeah. Okay. 16, 17, 18, 19 on perception.
Nice. Okay.
My passive is 20, so...
As you're there looking at the walls, you notice that there is a layer of filth. But you do see one part of the wall where clearly something's scraped up against it. In fact, something that has more than 2 legs, certainly, and the legs probably ending in something fairly sharp or claws. As this thing skittered across the wall fairly recently.
I'm looking at the ceiling.
It knocked off some of the dirt. And the dirt, when it sloughs off, underneath is kind of bright white. Chalk. Yeah, like chalk. Farewell. You're well read. Intelligence check. I will accept also nature.
Okay, what's better for me? They're actually both equal, so I'll guide myself. Good, because that's fucking awful. Fuck it, I will spend the very kind point.
That's fine.
Blah 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 blah.
Finesse.
blah, blah, blah.
Finesse.
You said it with such finesse.
I did. Oh god, that's even worse. That's
Well, finesse just gives you advantage, so whichever one was the better one.
yeah. So, but that is 4 on the guidance, giving a grand total
If
of 14.
Simon would allow it, I would like to help by using prestidigitation to basically clean off a bit of the floor so Farewell can see it better.
What's the range on prestidigitation? And if Farewell turns around and asks her that... Well, actually, say it would be Cora who was looking. If they turn around and say, "Oh, that's over there," you can absolutely go, "Hang on a sec."
10 feet, so we'll probably have to go slightly closer to the ground.
Very close to the wall if you did that.
Yeah, let's not do that.
no.
No.
Okay.
No.
Farewell. Sorry, Nick. What was Farewell's?
14. I rolled a 7 on the dice.
Okay. Sliding scale. I'm going to cut out some of the stuff and remind you that chalk is the calcified and compressed remains of dead sea creatures.
Well,
That explains the undeath.
Well, and death means
There's a lot I didn't tell you, but I just told you a fact about chalk. Isn't that good?
there is an awful lot I know you didn't tell me there, but I can put 2 and 2 together.
Hello,
Okay.
we're inside the dead. We're inside the actual dead Kraken. Hooray!
We are potentially in its calcified remains, yes.
Yeah.
This could potentially be a
Or
resurrection.
like
ritual.
an underwater Tarrasque? Or something equally as terrifying?
Something again,
So
very
good.
bad, very, very bad. Let us
Okay,
keep
well
moving.
you're good at getting rid of undead, so just do that.
I am,
and then
but
we
no-
can
but-
go.
Okay, it doesn't work on this scale. Okay, and there's
Just
one
do
of me.
that. Not me.
There's one of me. B, that takes time, and C, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
Let's see what we can do about this. Should we continue? The faster we can
Yes.
get out of here, the better.
Yes, let's just continue as far as we can.
Yeah, let's just go not too quick, but equally not slow. Let us not dally.
Yes,
Okay.
light is probably a good idea in here.
Yeah, because I'm not having something touch my leg again.
I'm going to hold you to that the next time we go drinking, is all I'm saying.
Oh, don't worry, I have a girlfriend.
I'm going to hold you to that the next time we go drinking. I mean, it's sweet of you to pretend to lie to me like that you are rehabilitated, but you know.
Yes.
Excuse you? I can look how much I want, as
I'm
long
not
as I
saying
don't
you can't.
touch.
I'm not one to judge a relationship. Anyway, we are getting
Is
off
this the time to
point.
have this conversation? It doesn't feel it.
Let's
Yeah.
just go, please.
I think it's because
Do
we're
you
all
continue
very
down
scared.
the gullet, as you're now surmising that it is? There's a feeling as you go past the next row of teeth of being hunted. You feel water flurrying behind you, almost like a predator coming up and suddenly deciding to disengage its approach, maybe because it needs to come in at a better angle. Maybe it doesn't like the light.
Well, can you give me that, boost now, please?
You sure?
Yes, I am. Oh, how far do we think we have left?
Who knows? It seems to be dragging on so
I-
badly.
Shall we go
I'd
faster?
like to hold it as long as I can. If we can go a little faster, it'll
Okay.
be good.
Okay,
You can see that
I have something.
Thena is gritting her
planned.
teeth, and she says to you, "I want to go faster, but I'm trying to
Right.
move at a speed where I can see any danger coming up on us from either
True.
direction." And you can see the way that she's talking. Ordinarily, above the water, it would be in between pregnant breaths.
Yeah, so she's.
But she's doing this in
affected like
mind speak.
Laura.
You're
I-
hearing a manifestation of her mind.
I place my hand to my chest. I begin to mutter under my breath, and I cast Bless on Glory, Eclipse, and God, what's her name? Her name's just jumped out of my head. The one that's carrying
Yana.
Glory.
Yana?
Yana. Athena.
Athena is carrying Eclipse.
Did you mean the one, the
sea elf.
mermaid or the sea elf?
The sea elf, because the sea elf is the one that's struggling.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you are blessed.
Though blessed is only for a minute, though, isn't it?
Yep, it's
Yep.
concentration for a minute, but it's only a first level spell slot. And considering we're about to get deeper in, I'm concerned about people failing saves.
Yeah.
I'm good at wisdom saves.
You bastards.
Yeah. I am not.
And other people are. I mean, funny.
I was
that
being
the
polite and
cleric-
waiting you to finish your bloody sentences when I should have just said wisdom saving throws for
Yeah,
everybody.
and now everybody gets to add. Those 3 people get to add d4s to their wisdom save.
Yay! Also,
As you feel hunted, and there's an image in your hindbrain of teeth and tentacles, and generally it not following you, but being all around you.
why are you so mean, Simon?
And we're all rolling that. I didn't get blessed, right? It was
You didn't get blessed. I can
no.
only do
That's
3
fair
people
enough.
at level.
No,
1.
that's fine.
I'm trying to just
I
pad for the
can't
next minute.
I can't get frightened, but I don't think this counts.
No, this is not.
No, I
frightening.
have
This is something different.
advantage against being frightened. Does that mean I have advantage on this? Because a halfling, I
never
sort of
thought of
stout.
Yeah, she's a halfling. They are stout and fortitude and brave.
Yeah.
I'll give you advantage. No,
Okay.
that's fair. I'll give you advantage.
All right. Let's see. I might.
I never thought of using it that way because it's not the frightened condition, but
Yes.
I'll allow it.
Well, I'm gonna re-roll that natural one instantly.
Also, Farrell got another finesse point, by the way, from chat.
Yeah, we've already
I've
thank
added
you,
it back
Hermit.
on. I've added it back on. Yeah. Thank you.
And I said it was done in the queue, so
Okay, are
Wisdom
we
save.
all using our wisdom saves now? Are we?
Yes, please.
I think
Yep.
so.
Okay.
Yeah. 15, 16, 17.
well done.
18 for me.
Plus a
21 for
D4,
me.
you said.
Yeah, plus a d4.
Not
16.
for me. Not for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if 15 didn't do it for Glory. I don't know if 16 will do it. We'll see.
So now,
30,
yeah.
20!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you,
so
Farewell, because I have a
I got
plus
farewell.
1 to
I
wisdom.
got Glory and Eclipse. What did you get, Cora?
I was 18.
18
Yeah.
on the nose.
Oh no, not for me.
I get a
You
shiver
can
down the
see
spine.
that Eclipse has got this kind of feral
was
look on her face, this
above,
hunted look on
water.
her face, as terror grips your heart. The terror of being hunted by something that you yourself could not dream to hunt. You feel that there's tentacles closing around you, that there's teeth coming from behind you, as the sensation washes over you. And you want to flee, but you're just holding on. It's just the start of you unraveling, falling apart.
I put my hand on her, like on her hands, like her white, already like even whiter than usual knuckles on her.
Like, how does my furry knuckles get white?
Well, I guess your hair
If
is
you
somehow
were
standing there
above
underwater. I don't know.
water, your hair would
Cora,
basically
you can't
stand up.
reach Eclipse right now.
Damn it! Do you know
Oh
what? I
yeah,
should
she's
have
not on the
packed?
same thing as.
You're
No,
on the
is
one
she
as
not?
Glory.
No,
You know what I should have
No,
packed?
not.
I've got it.
Oh,
I've
that's
got
right.
it here.
No, you're
Armor
right.
motions.
Glory and Cora on the Tiger Shark.
Damn it.
Fina and Eclipse on
Got
the
ya.
Narwhal.
Got you. Yeah, sorry, I mixed it up in my head, but yes, you're right.
I looked at calm emotions as a way of perhaps like helping calm down Tristane and decided not to take it.
Well, this
And
was
now-
the day for calm emotions.
Now I'm sat here wishing, God, I wish I prepared calm emotions. God, wouldn't that have made me a really smart cleric?
So far, so good. We're going to take a 10-minute break, and we will be back with you for the rest of this torturous descent.
Right.
See you soon.
Bye.
I hear some voices in the background, Kate, from you.
Oh, they go.
Yep, they're gone. Hello, everybody.
Oh, right, we're back on. Right. Okay.
Yeah, we're
Sorry,
back on.
when
I said I'm
when
just
you went
gonna
like
do
that,
this.
and then it was like I can hear voices. I was like, does that mean we're on now or what? So
I don't know where the voices came from, to be honest.
Hello,
Because
everyone.
I just double checked. I think everything's off. I mean,
Yeah.
who knows?
Oh, well.
Who knows?
Right.
Anyway, I have identified what we are doing. This is our going into the Derelict Reaper thing that we are in.
Fine,
Okay,
then.
so indoctrination.
Draw a line and say
checks.
my story
Yeah.
isn't original.
Yeah,
Everybody-
everybody,
cool.
everybody roll indoctrination check.
Yeah, everybody roll. Are you mind control?
Cthulhu Nathagan! Oh, I've already failed.
Well, I already failed once. Me and Gloria sort of failed once, so you know. Indoctrination coming up.
Terror is what's gripping me. So, when we left off, before the break, you were going down even further into this large, well, structure, stone structure, carved to look exactly like the gullet of some strange deep-sea creature. Strange teeth coming out of the throat of this thing. Presumably to mash up whatever poor thing is being sucked down the gullet to its final end. Darkness has been pushed back by magical light. One source of that light being someone holy. The power source of it being of the Raven Queen herself. Some comfort in that, maybe. As you go further down, there are things that are making you less comfortable about having the light on. Now, all of you, Farewell included, can see every now and again something dart out of the corner of your eye. You'd like to think it's fish, but it's more... what's a good word? Scuttly. seems to dart in and out of the rows of teeth, knowing that it has to somehow be shrewd. Maybe hiding because it thinks that you are like those large armored creatures outside. Sometimes one of them's a little bolder, and all you see is movement on one of the walls. By the time you focus enough to be able to determine what it is, you don't see it at all. The further you go down, the worse it gets. The crushing, the feeling of being hunted. You have to keep looking around yourself now, pretty much constantly. Your head's constantly moving to convince yourself something isn't wrapping around you. You look back a lot. Sometimes you look back and forget that you've just passed a row of teeth, and you suddenly think, there's the maw of the thing that's chasing me. You startle for a second and then realize the teeth aren't moving. And you're getting this more heightened feeling the further you get down. The light now just puts in stark relief that which previously you could see in black and white. Gives it a more unearthly glow as the light starts to ricochet off various surfaces. Some of them polished maybe by the current, maybe by the creatures that call this place home. Or maybe they just infest it and they're not supposed to be here. You carry down further, and it's like something passes in front of the light projecting from Phil's crown. And all around you, suddenly this shadow almost puts a ripple through the light spell itself. And momentarily, you all see tentacles just moving all around you. Large ones as well, large and long. Freaks you out momentarily.
Boy.
How far away are they?
On the edge of your light spell.
How many light spells do you have?
Oh, as many as I need.
Let's press on. As long as they can't come into the light spell, we're fine.
Yeah, unless the light spell goes away.
Well, the good thing is, as long as I keep remembering to do it every hour, we'll be alright. And speaking of which, I need an object from each of you, every single one of you. And I go through tapping each one.
You do multiple instances of light?
Doesn't say I can't. It's not concentration. It just says you pick an object. Oh, if you cast it again, it disappears. So
it disappears
it's
the
only
last one, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well,
I mean, the good news is
idea
that
out
you
the
can
window.
seamlessly go from one to the other, so you can keep booping the snoot and keep getting your
so I
light
can
spell back.
Ah, my face! I'm blind! I'm blind! Okay.
You remember seeing this temple from the outside, and you are almost certain now that you have gone more than the length of the temple itself, and only a slight incline down. Doesn't quite make sense. The temple wasn't built into the side of the crater. In fact, it's stuck out, kind of off-center, but as near as damn it in the middle. Maybe your perception of up and down is going a little crazy, or maybe this short journey down the gullet is just taking that little bit extra in your mind.
Should I cast it?
You suddenly see a shift in front of you, much bigger than the ones that you could see from the side. And with a row of teeth that has probably between the teeth, you would almost have to go sideways. And then a 10-foot by 10-foot circle where the teeth come together. the teeth here seem to be sharper somehow. They shine, the light spell bounces off them a lot more. And on the other side of this, a mass. Not writhing and tentacular. Love that word, by the way. But just a mass, something large.
I'm burning through these fast. Eyes of the grave again.
The undead are all around you. But the large lump in front of you is not undead.
Okay. Good news and bad news.
Right.
It's not undead. It could be exactly what we're looking for. It could be we've hit the ritual point, and this is Tristane, is in the middle of all of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it still stays at the edge, doesn't it, Simon?
You're nowhere near it at the moment. You haven't gone through this set of teeth. All you can see is a large mass between the teeth. Let's say there's around about how wide am I this way? Probably about a foot and a bit between the teeth. I'd say you could shimmy past.
I mean, I could cast my spiritual weapon and bash it with that and see what happened.
As you get closer, the mass seems to be shuffling, and as it does so, silt starts to obscure it. Hello, Balworth, and thank you for the raid the other day on my other channel. It's not even a proper channel, it's where I hang out with this lot, so thank you very much for that. Thankfully, I was doing something interesting.
I could...
really don't want to blow anything important.
No, wait. I sent Eowyn to see if she can wander her way through.
Sure. Eowyn goes.
I'm assuming she's sort of like, because she's sort of not real. She can
send the sprite.
Just be invisible. You're very, very small. You're sneaky. Imagine your eclipse.
No, I'll be me. Okay. Here I go.
Careful.
This little presence shuffles in front of you and is completely invisible.
I'm trying to suggest to her not to just go and touch something, but to weave and see if she can get past.
The light spell, Simon?
Hang on, can I find out from Kate first?
Yeah.
I mean, we've come up against some more rows of teeth, a mass of some kind. But I know when you say a mass, is it like, does it seem like one creature mass or just impenetrable thing?
I'll reveal that. So basically, you're on one side of this big cage of teeth that is mostly obscuring the way, apart from, as I say, a 10-foot by 10-foot circle in the middle of the teeth, where the tips of the teeth are quite sharply looking like a portal, not a portal as in a teleportation portal, just a classical
circle. Yeah.
But does the mass look like it's? Does it look like
oily,
it's a creature that's like this, and the mass is their gullet, or are you saying there's teeth and then there's a creature potentially like this?
There is something moving beyond the teeth. So if you can imagine the teeth like this circular cage with this one aperture in the middle. Aperture is a better word. There's aperture in the middle. There's something beyond that aperture that's swimming around behind. And as you approach, it's kind of shimmied down at the bottom of the tunnel, kicking up all this silt to the point where the quite clear large mass is now obscured. Its silhouette is now dissolved in amongst all the
Is that outside our light spell?
It is as near as damn it, because your light spell is hitting the teeth, and you're the shadows beyond the teeth are just playing with it.
Can I still see it, the mass?
You can see the general area where the mass is, but as the silt is growing, it's obscuring it.
As the silt begins to secure it, I tap the rope that hangs from my belt. It shoots out and goes to entangle it. I've had the rope of entangling ever since we fought that demon girl, and I've never used it, not even once. But now I shall use it.
Get me to look up my notes, sir. Here we
I have
go.
a rope of entanglement. It is
Yep.
a
I know what it is. I'm just going to look it up.
saving throw.
I need to know a particular thing about it.
It is 30 feet of rope. AC 20, 20 hit points.
Okay, cool. Right, sure. So the rope launches, and because
it's currently sort of going through my hand, so
you would have to go right up to the teeth.
That's fine.
To do
I can
this,
do that.
But
Yeah.
the teeth at this point just seem to be a barrier. So
we're
you
going that way anyway, so you can do it
the
as
rope-
we approach.
The rope does appear to hit something, and the mass goes a bit crazy. And I would like, first of all, you to make a strength saving throw. It would be.
Okay. It's a good job I actually have strength.
DC 16.
16 on the nose.
Okay. Your arm feels like it's been wrenched out of your socket, and you brace your feet against the teeth and pull. Whatever the fuck is on the other end of this, it's entangled and it does not want.
Give us a hand! And I'm gonna put my feet up against the teeth, and I'm gonna pull with all my body weight, and just hope somebody behind me grabs hold to help me out.
We are going into not initiative, but turn order. Basically,
Okay.
It's you guys.
Yeah.
So you're there holding this fucking rope, and something is just thrashing on the other side of this, on the other end of this.
Yeah. If I was playing my
You're
cowboy
safely on the other
character-
side of some teeth, so good tactic.
Yeah! Corinne, you're muted if you're speaking and we can't hear you.
Sorry, yeah, I forgot. Gloria, could you illuminate it, please?
I send my dancing lights forward.
Yeah, doggy!
There's a large curved mass on the other side of the teeth. It's thrashing about and kicking up the silt, but now that the dancing lights are going in there, it's casting a shadow back. I will accept, although the DCs are going to be different, preferably nature, but I will also accept perception.
I will attempt a nature.
Farewell disadvantage because you're pulling on this fucking rope for dear life.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't accept like Arcana?
That one.
No.
You have no fucking idea what it is.
I am too busy
7.
going, yeah! Come on, mule! Yeah!
Yeah.
So
I'm
you're
panicking
pulling so hard you can
How
feel your pulse in your
about a
eyes.
15 in nature?
So we
Well,
got
well,
15. What was yours, Kate? Sorry, I didn't. hear yours.
7. I'm panicking and trying to figure out who can
Sure.
pull because
I
I'm weak as
rolled-
fuck.
I rolled a 19 plus 4, so 23 on
23.
nature.
Okay, you guys can see this is smaller than the large siege creature that you saw swimming off towards Enola, but damn, is it the same shape? Maybe a baby version?
Oh.
Nick, you're muted.
You're muted, Nick.
I said, it's a baby one! I've gone wrangled me a baby!
What happens when the bubble comes?
So,
Uh-oh.
with my 23, so it looks like a baby version of the big crustacean creature.
From the
the
silhouette
Moana
you see,
shiny.
you go, that
Shiny.
looks fucking the same.
Yeah.
And yeah, this kind of horseshoe-headed, large, scalloped, collated limbs at the front, tapering down to the at the back, a bit like a woodlouse, or for those of you who've actually been on boats all that much, a water louse. And then after that, it does have a kind of splayed tail at the back, which at the moment it's beating against the bottom of the tunnel, kicking up as much silt as it can, as its legs try to scrape along the sides of this thing.
I have an
and back
idea.
up.
Go on then, because I'm holding on. I'm like, "Argh."
So I will
I
give
will-
you guys one action before this thing gets its turn.
All right, I cast polymorph.
Sure. I presume on the creature.
Yes.
what I
What's
said,
the
please stop me.
saving throw that I need to make, please?
One moment, I need to
I
check
think it's
that.
charisma.
Might be
Casting
wisdom.
is charisma. I need to update.
No, I know banishment is charisma. I think it might be wisdom.
Oh god, could this turn out to be like Starship Troopers with all the bugs?
There, polymorph. Wisdom saving throw.
Oh yeah, because it's known for its wisdom. Okay, that's a +0.
Oh.
Okay, what is a harmless sea creature?
I got a 14.
So that he doesn't
Seahorse.
die immediately.
So you can transform this into anything challenge 5. Is it above or below? It's. I think it's. Or is it? Does it have to be on the nose?
No, anything,
No.
anything at this level or below.
Okay, cool. Yep. So anything from
Sea
Fluffy
turtle.
Bunny to
Turtle.
don't do Fluffy
Don't-
Bunny because it will
don't.
suffocate.
No, I'm gonna make it into a baby turtle.
Baby turtles. Okay.
They
Sure.
don't die
Only
real
lasts
easily
for an
either.
hour.
Lasts for an hour.
But
So-
we can get past it and just leave it because it's the baby, like, big thing, intelligent thing that we don't necessarily want to kill. And
So
just move
farewell.
on.
You are straining so hard that the blood is pulsing in your eyes. Even with the light spell, the world is going like some sort of MTV music video. I'm thinking of like 90s MTV, weird
I was with you.
perspective shit.
I'm old.
Just all of a sudden, you pull and you go whee straight off, and the rope comes with you as this big fucking mass turns into a widow turtle.
I want to try and grab Farewell or the rope to stop him from flying backwards to whatever's behind us.
Sure.
It's,
Aww,
you
it
do-
turned
you-
out cuter than I
you
thought
do
it
so.
would.
Okay,
I guess
it's
already
its
made it to the
turn.
water.
I need to quickly do something.
Hey, Cora, do we know what happens if you open that portable hole underwater?
It starts filling with water.
It fills with water.
Okay. I thought maybe we could stuff the turtle in there for now.
Oh, wait, or we
But
could
last
just
time
leave
I
it.
stuffed
'cause-
something in that, it escaped and beat me half to death.
Yeah, but the thing you
trying
put in there
to.
was a fucking Machamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this thing's a
I mean,
giant
you-
baby thing, so
I mean,
yes,
if you want to
Liam.
hold on,
Let's
hold
just
on, hold on,
leave
hold
it,
on. One at a
guys.
time. One
Just-
at a time.
Just let's
Hold
just
on. If
leave
you
it.
want to take it back to your aunt, why don't you just put it in your bag of holding? It'll suffocate in there anyway and not get out.
Well, it
Oh,
was
yes!
Though, remind that once it loses that 1 hit point it has as a turtle, it will revert back to whatever thing it was. It will be too big for the bag and then will burst out. So,
It's the creature's turn.
oh yes, the little turtle.
Yes.
Okay.
your
Who's
petty
currently
words
wrapped up
mean
in
nothing.
30
It
feet
is
of
my
rope.
turn now.
Yeah.
No, it shrunk so fast that the rope just straight off it. And when you pulled the rope away from it. So farewell, you propelled yourself away. Cora, you stopped him. You both went some way, but you managed to arrest his movement.
I mean, I'm still on the shark. I tried to do the sort of like, I'm
Yeah.
holding the shark and
Yeah, you just kind of grabbed it as you went past.
Just tried to
Glory,
stop him from-
you were close enough to be able to cast the spell.
Mm-hmm.
And so, this creature, this behemoth creature in weirdo turtle form is going to attack because it hasn't figured out what the fuck has happened to it. As far as it's concerned, something happened, it got a little dizzy, but it's still up for it, and it's going to attack you.
Okay.
So, that's what I was doing. I was adding Widow Turtle, which you have to be a prepared DM to have things like that. To the combat. So I'm going to roll for
Aren't
Widow
you glad
Turtle.
Aren't you glad that you don't play wizard because that turtle would have killed
Angry
you?
flapper. It's an angry flapper as well.
All I'm
By
gonna
the
say
way,
is,
I am loving chat today. I am reading it, even if I'm not saying anything. I am constantly reading what you guys are doing. It's very
You guys are
fun.
great today.
Yeah.
Right, let's go.
Anyways,
Come on, nat 20,
polymorph
nat
is
20,
a
nat
very
20.
nice spell.
I want the turtle to nat 20 because I'd love to see what like the turtle do like 1d4 plus 1 damage.
Have you seen the turtle headbutting a cat? Because that is vicious.
So, Glory, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that a 12 doesn't hit you. I think your base is 13.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's
14,
even
actually.
that's even before you start your dex and everything else. It's because you're 10 naturally plus 3 for these scales, and then after that, you
Come
start
on,
adding
little
everything else.
baby
So
trumpet.
you watch as this tiny little turtle comes up and starts biting on your black dragon scales. It's not even making a scratch. It's just
How cute it is.
the little
Can we
beak
keep
just
it?
kind of nibbling
Is there
down
any
on you.
way for us to keep it?
I don't know.
No.
That's not to me.
How
That's up
big
to,
is a
that's up
baby
to you.
turtle, Simon?
So this one, as I say, prepared DM, is a tiny beast.
Mhm.
It's had to, it's a tiny beast, and it's currently holding on to the black dragon scales on your forearm.
How cute.
Yes, he will not stay in that form.
I know.
Oh, I just read Jordan's line. That's evil.
I'm
Yes,
gonna
because if you hurt it, it will revert back to whatever thing it was. It only has 1 hit point. We do
Simon,
not want to hurt this turtle.
I squeeze myself through the gap in the teeth.
Sure. You get to the other side, and
I picked
you
the
could have gone through the
turtle
aperture,
off.
but you can just yourself through. Bit murky on this side here, but nothing there. It's
Yes.
gone.
Shall we just leave the turtle and keep going now? Because we
Yes.
don't need to deal with it.
Yeah,
Let's
we
leave
can
the
deal with it on the way back.
As you swim, the turtle is still chewing on Glory's arm.
I will pick it off and just like leave it as we swim forward with the shark and the
Sure.
normal.
It only has a swim speed of 20 foot because it's so small. So yeah, you can pretty much outpace the turtle.
I will recover my rope.
Yeah, you still had hold of your rope. So yeah, there we go. Yeah. Phil, you wrangled whatever the fuck this thing is. None of you did a nature check, passed a nature check to find out. But yeah, whatever the fuck this was.
Apparently 23 doesn't do it. So
Was that a nature check?
Yes, that was nature check on 23.
I misheard you. I thought it was a perception check.
No.
Okay, so first of all, yes, you did still find out that it was the same thing. Yeah, this here is known as a sea shovel. You've only heard sailors' stories of it. They can grow to quite large, and
Thanks for the bet, E-hole.
they can wreck ships. So ships on shallows away from land, specifically. It's one of the things that they have to be careful of if you stop off at atolls or anything like that, where suddenly the land under the water comes up to the sea, but it's not a coastline. For some reason, they need depths, but they do come up every now and again to things like atolls. For some reason, they don't know why. They're very rare, but they will, with their claws, they will crush the boards of a ship, the hull of a ship, and start to sink it. And they've claimed the lives of quite a few sailors, and they can grow big. They just don't stop growing, effectively. Until something destroys them, they don't stop growing.
Question, Simon. Can I use thaumaturgy to make a sound at the opposite way from where we came to see if the little turtle will go towards it?
What kind of sound do you want to make?
Sound of...
Well, you have quite limited sounds. I can do it with the minor illusion if you want to. Yeah. So I will make some like people talking noises in that, and tell us to be quiet and have like.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
Oh, Eclipse gets a finesse point.
Woo! I have two
You
now.
don't know what it is that what effect it's having because you've gone
Yeah.
far enough away.
Yeah.
But every little helps, right?
Yeah. in case I need to drop concentration and he turns back, he'll be distracted by something else.
Ahead of you, there's a rippling movement. You see another row of teeth, but each of the teeth are broken off around about 1/3 of the height. Each of the teeth snapped. Scrapes along them, almost like they've been mined somehow. And it opens up into a larger chamber.
Oh, fucking finally.
An eerie, dim glow that Cora starts to recognize reveals a rippling torrent, about 30 foot wide, coming up from the bottom of this chamber, which must be about 60 foot deep, maybe a bit more. It pushes out from a large vent in the floor. And it goes up straight for a while and then starts to mushroom out and hits the ceiling. And you can see that the ceiling has this strange geometric design, funneling this torrent of water into the rest of the facility. There's ripples going along the dome of this large chamber, which is not spherical, but has a kind of maybe oval cross-section to it. And you can see that it peters out as it goes across the ceiling and then just starts to diffuse on the sides. But it does make, with the dim light, which you still don't know where that's coming from, it makes the dim lights have this strange effect that the entire chamber is moving or writhing. The dim light does seem to be coming near the vent itself, and it has a ruddy orange-like glow, maybe close to lava. And silhouetted in this dim light is a figure. A single figure, kneeling on the bottom of the chamber, right next to this vent. And the heat, now you're getting closer to it. The water was warm before, you didn't notice a great deal, but as you're getting closer, it starts to increase exponentially as you get closer to this geothermal vent.
Freedom of movement onto Eclipse.
Thank you.
Kneeling as if gravity mattered, as if this figure couldn't float, almost like a dead weight, kneeling in front of the vent, bent forward in supplication, silhouette of a chalice above the head. Is someone in supplication. You can't hear any chanting, but the body and the head seems to be moving very slightly, as you can see from this distance. Almost like it's bobbing in time with maybe some chanting.
Detect thoughts.
You are currently, you might need to know this, you're currently about 150 foot away.
Okay, need to be a bit closer.
I was about to say, I mean, if you want to get closer, that's fine. You're 150 foot away. I'm going to ask you when you're doing things, how close you're getting, because it's important.
Mm-hmm. I mean, theoretically, if we want to deal with that guy on the back out, I could try and turn him into something small we can just carry with those out, if he doesn't listen.
Let's talk first. I want to try and get closer. First of all...
Please give me a distance.
I want to get to... So I'm 30 feet away from him. Which is still quite far away.
30 foot. Wow. So... You get to 100...
I'm 5 feet behind Eclipse.
Yeah, like
I've
if
got
she's
freedom of
going, I
movement
think we're
on, by
all
the way, Simon.
staying together as close-ish as possible.
I'd like to stay about 60 feet away.
Okay,
Yeah.
you guys haven't even got there yet. 120 foot away, everybody make a Constitution saving.
Oh, I'm good at those.
I wanted to say, like, if we can see this hot vent, like, how hot is this hot vent? I don't think we start swimming
I'll
into
walk
this
you
hot
through
vent.
it, don't worry. You'll have a chance to bug out if you need to.
What was it? Constitution
Saving throw.
21.
For some reason, D&D Beyond has just died for me. I can't get my character sheet back up.
Oh dear.
No.
That's annoying.
And Discord has died on me, so.
Yeah, Discord's died on me as well, so I've got a feeling.
I switch off Discord all the time. Once Zoom is up, I get rid of fucking Discord. Bloatware and that is crazy now.
I've got a feeling that Discord's probably.
Yeah, chat is saying
off
Discord is
again.
down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use one of my finesse points. Okay.
Sure. That's
Cool.
what they're there for.
Cool.
Anyone can see what my
Mr. 4 did not spark joy.
Also, Simon, remember that I have resistance to fire damage if that applies here.
I'm
to
also
know.
immune to fire.
Oh yeah, Farewell is immune.
Yep. Okay.
I mean,
Noted.
I rolled a 3.
Do you need me to look at your
So
sheet?
I have a +1 Constitution. I don't think I'm proficient in Constitution saving throws, but if you can look at my sheet, and I think D&D Beyond is also.
It might be a particular server is down and it hosts both of those.
I'm getting
looking
D&D Beyond.
at-
It's fine for me. That's why I was wondering.
Okay. So I'm going to go through you individually because it does clearly different things to each of you. So, Glory, what did you get?
A 21.
No damage. It's uncomfortable.
Okay.
Kate,
16.
16. It's uncomfortable, and it's trying. It's not so much that the heat is damaging you at this point. It's just very uncomfortable. Every movement through this warm fluid, just the act of moving your arm, just passes through more heat, and it's tiring.
Is it fill this
So
whole
tired.
room? You said it sort of did this. Are we not able to go around it?
That's
Are we
the-
just swimming
that's the-
straight through it?
that's
Because
the
that seems
ripple.
stupid.
That's the ripple. No, this is your proximity to the vent.
Just
Yeah,
generally because
I
the vent,
described the ripple
room is hot.
that you
Yeah.
can see, the visible ripple, but it's
Yeah.
still
Makes
hot
sense.
coming up to it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Farewell.
It's technically, I think, just a 4.
A 4.
Use your finesse point, please.
All right.
Oh yeah, yours doesn't open for me, but
Have I
mine is
got
still
one?
open, so I don't
Yeah,
understand.
you got one.
You
Oh,
got
sorry,
one.
I didn't.
Yeah, you got one an hour
Oh,
ago.
but-
Again,
from
everyone's got one still.
Yep.
So I don't have one anymore. Sorry, I didn't think I had
You
one. So
now don't have
thank
one.
you for those that gave me one. I really appreciate that.
That was mystery.
It is now a 16, Simon.
16, sure. Same thing as Cora. You kind of suddenly thumb your
And he's immune
fire
to fire.
you thumb your fire immunity ring, and it's not that the heat is damaging you. It's just so. It feels like a humid British summer feels to a Welshman. My God, it's tiring. It's oh no, that's the wrong bloody line. Let's do it on that one. Eclipse.
18.
Sure. It's not very nice, but you come from the land of heat and sand, and you manage to just find you find something within just to kind of compartmentalize it momentarily. As you keep pressing on, you get up to 90 feet away, and I would like you to do another Constitution saving throw.
Sure. 90 feet away.
Mhm.
Ooh, that's better even. That's a 25 for Glory.
Good to know. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Farewell and Cora disadvantage.
That's fine because I just rolled 2 nat 18s in a row, so that's 19 for me. Hey, look, considering I won that one and a 3, like, just a moment ago, I think I was due a couple of good rolls.
More uncomfortable, Farewell, but you steel yourself to it.
I turn into a prawn because I rolled a 2, add a 2 to that, and that only makes a 4.
Ouch.
Ow.
Cora, take 1 point of exhaustion.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
As you're having to do this
We have never
experience.
done that before. Where's
You said-
exhaustion?
You said a prawn. That's exactly how you feel. You're starting to feel boiled alive. No
And I'm
damage.
used to bursting into flames. Where is exhaustion? I will have to find it on here. I don't know where it would go.
I
Not
think
under
it is
conditions.
under conditions.
Is it? I can't see it under
It's under
conditions.
conditions.
Yeah, under conditions at the bottom it says exhaustion.
Oh, found it. So at 1 point of
16, by the
exhaustion.
way.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. 16 for Corinne.
Mhm.
Yeah. Take a point of exhaustion.
Really? At 16?
At 16.
You're getting closer. We are getting closer.
And Farewell had 2 18s. Glory had a
It's
25.
19 total.
19 total. Perfect. Yeah. You're
Oh no, shit. I can't do anything to my character sheet anymore.
just note it down. I mean, I've got a
Yeah.
list of keywords here that you've been going through.
I've just lost all my spells and everything because I don't have a paper backup of Farewell on this.
Oh,
computer.
shit.
It's on my other computer.
Okay, we found a problem with D&D Beyond apparently.
It's my own fault. I always usually have backups. It's just the one time I didn't bring it with me.
That's all right.
I
We'll do what we can.
your
There's a lot of this is roleplay if you
thingy
haven't
on-
guessed. So yeah.
I'm trying to update so I can see your thing, but it doesn't work quite yet. So
Yeah, Farewell's
see.
isn't opening for me. Mine's still working, but I'm now thinking, how do I make sure I save it?
Just for curiosity, guys, viewers, if you use the overlay, can you access?
The overlay seems to have stopped
Yeah, I can see
working.
the overlay
Uh,
works,
oh.
yeah.
Oh, does the overlay work?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought it
Nick
stopped
might be able to
working.
get some of his character sheet from the overlay.
yes, because if you click on it, it shows his spells. I think.
No, it shows your
on, Greg.
primary
Thank God, thanks.
attacks.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay,
and some
fair enough.
proficiencies
Oh.
and your stats.
Well, as long as he's got his stats, his stats is
But
the main
there's
thing
a
he's
link
going to need
usually.
here.
If you just click on it, you can actually go to the link.
yeah, but that should take him to the thing that's not working.
Well, yeah.
Oh well.
Okay, that was 90. Somebody was needing to be at 60. I think that was Felicia.
Yeah, I said I wanted to try and get to 60-ish.
Cool. Okay. Well, you guys are just about to get to 60. As you get to 60, you once again feel attacks on your body. Glory and Farewell make a Constitution saving throw. Cora and Eclipse, no.
I was gonna say
Oh.
I don't want to be right where Eclipse is because I don't need to. Eldritch Blast can be done from like 120 feet away. If I'm like feeling
You can back
absolutely
the
knackered,
fuck up if you want, Cora.
So I can't. I mean, I'm gonna step. Basically, I'm on the shark still, and I'm staying on the shark.
Okay. Well, if you
with
tell Thena
Glory,
to stop
so-
at 90, which is where you are at the moment before you get to 60, you can stop at 90.
I mean,
I'm just gonna
want
look
to
at.
try and keep going, but if I feel like I'm
Can
going
I hear
somewhere...
Kate's answer and then we'll get to you because I'm in the middle of
Sorry.
talking to her.
I would probably look pull on Glory and be like, "Are you okay?"
Oh, sorry,
This
it's Glory, isn't it?
Glory's
oh,
with
yeah,
me.
you're with Glory.
Yeah,
Glory's going
So-
to 60, so...
I know. So I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
fine.
give her a thing going.
It's a little bit
This is hard.
uncomfortable,
This is
but-
really. Are you okay? Like just to give her
I mean, it's not
heads
worse
up.
than summers back home.
Oh,
live in a
yeah, you
jungle,
say
you
so.
know.
I mean, I've bursted into flames and I feel bad. Okay, carry on.
Okay, so at 60, for those who are going, if Corinne, what was your thing that you were saying?
I was gonna say I want to try and keep going, but if I feel like I won't have a choice, but that if I feel like going closer will just completely exhaust me, because I assume it's a gradient. It's not like
Oh, it's a
I'm
gradient.
suddenly
Yeah.
there. If I'm suddenly there and I'm and then I don't have a saving throw,
You will
I
get the
just
chance
take
to
an-
bug out. Yeah.
Interesting
This is what I'm doing in
science
30.
question for you, Simon.
Yep.
and you and I could discuss at end, both with our chemistry degrees,
Kinetics and thermodynamics. Yeah.
endless arguments on kinetics and thermodynamics. The wonderful thing about being a water genasi is that, of course, I have control water. And the wonderful thing about control water means that I can create ice, which means that I can manipulate water's temperature.
Yes. Yes, you can.
Do that for us.
In a 5 foot square.
In a 5 foot square. Which means that what I could do in front of our moving lake is create what is in effect a near as cold as I could possibly make it block.
That will then boom,
Boof.
boom.
And continually in front of us, whilst it will not alleviate all of the temperature, it will create enough of a change into the system. I mean, if I really wanted to, I think I've got salt as well, so I could even throw some salt in there and make it even colder.
Yep. I haven't got any acetone, but you've got the salt. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, I left
Sorry,
that at
chemist
home.
stalking chat.
I left that at home, which basically makes it even colder, and thus could potentially.
So the answer to your question in the game metaphysics is yes, those things would work.
Oh, good.
Let's do that.
Yeah, I don't fancy cooking in my own skin, so yeah.
So you're just doing it like we're trying to so
Basically,
you tell us
what it's going to be like a 5 foot cubic wedge that goes in front of us, and that drops to 0, then below 0 because of the salt. Then because of the surrounding water, it goes, but it takes all of the heat.
So he's making blossoms of entropy, effectively.
Yeah, so you're telling us to essentially just
right ahead of you.
up.
He would cool down the water. Yeah, it doesn't work.
Shit.
That's why it was important for me to tell you that absolutely in the game metaphysics that would absolutely work, but it doesn't.
I fucking hate magic.
spell
I
magic.
don't know what you guys are talking about. It's fine. It's just a little bit on the hotter side, but it's not worse than a summer.
60
know.
foot.
Yeah.
Can we not just grab him and pull him out of this place?
I might spell sheets. So I can't
I'm
remember.
trying
So-
to get it and I can't. Oh god.
I'm hoping that you're getting, even with the answers that are frustrating, that you're getting more of an idea of what's going on. So at 60
Not
foot,
quite.
at 60 foot, Glory and Farewell both have to make. This gets complicated, so listen to the whole thing. Glory and Farewell need to make Constitution saving throws.
Mm-hmm.
Cora doesn't have to make a Constitution saving throw. And she just feels as shit as she normally feels. She'll have to make a different roll in a minute. The one I'm going to focus on at the moment, because of crossing over on the lovely little Venn diagram I have here, is Eclipse. You
Oh,
can
dear.
hear this. It's not a voice. It's a will. It's a brain. It's a consciousness pressing on your mind, as feral as any tabaxi. And
Derelict Reaper.
it says to you,
Oh god.
know me,
I'd rather not.
know me, and your weakness shall leave.
I really rather not.
Know me.
No.
In that case, nothing happens. Cora, make me an insight check.
Yeah, Cora's not really with it much at the moment. She roll. That's an 8. I am.
You got a finesse point if you want to use it.
I don't know what to. I don't know what. I'm in a quandary. Hang on, because the nature of the finesse point is for it to go in your favor. You have technically passed.
Oh, I
Okay.
see what you mean. I need to not roll.
You don't
too
want to
high.
understand it.
Yeah.
This is like the Cthulhu thing where you don't
So-
want to pass the intelligence check.
Right.
Cora, you're currently in blissful ignorance. You are exhausted, but you're in blissful ignorance right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm happy
Oh.
with
The
blissful
finesse
ignorance.
point, if you re-rolled it, might make it otherwise.
Yeah, let's not do that then. Let's not do that.
Yeah, just
quick-
I-
Let's
I've got to
put
obey,
off
I've
your
got to
head.
obey the spirit of the finesse point of you roll it to make
Farewell.
things better,
I
not
got
worse.
your character sheet.
Yay!
Yay.
It works.
PDF
Quick,
it over.
download a PDF, like, because I've
Oh,
done
my
that.
character sheet works now. Yay.
Oh, here we go. It's all back up.
Oh,
Still,
it's all
still
back-
good to grab yourself a PDF.
I was about to
just
say,
in
I'm
case.
about to go and grab myself a PDF again.
Cool.
I'm so glad I have Glory in the app.
So both Glory and Farewell have to make Constitution saving throws, but different
Oh.
things will happen to each of them. So
Well, I feel
Farewell.
kind of bad because I rolled the nat 20, so that's 21. So potentially that could be very good or for very bad.
so
Let's see.
you don't know what it is. Maybe something quintessentially primordial about you. You just suddenly are there like, I'm in my element. Fucking literally, I am in my element. And you're a bit pissed off that your really good idea that should have worked by any measure didn't. And
Science.
if anything that's
this
occupying your mind, yeah, it's like that should have worked. And the cogs are turning, or they should be with your intelligence, should be turning. And you're just pushing yourself through sheer fucking rage. Glory roll.
Another 25.
25.
bit. In Alpha Legion, you are not fucking around.
I have a +6 to Constitution saving throw. Dragon Sorceress, everyone.
Oh,
Yes.
It was
Yes.
Fire,
oh,
John.
fucking hell.
It was
Yeah,
made.
this is in Glory's head. This is in Glory's head. Yes. Yes. Power. You could be great. You could lead the armies. You could be there at the forefront when it all changes. You could rise as I rise. You could tear as I tear. I need no supplication from you. Just your agreement. Join me. Join me. You can choose one of two options. The first is you can join, whatever that means. I will tell you that there will be a compulsory thing that I'll give you if you choose join me. Or you can choose not to.
Sorry, but I already have my place in an army.
Okay. The thing I would have given you was that if you had, if you would have chosen join me, your next level up, you had to take a rank of warlock.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's much.
Yeah.
And while I have looked at multiclassing into Warlock,
yeah.
I am leaning more towards creating a special type of Warlock.
Okay. So yeah, this being, and I put it into words, but they're not words. It's just how it felt. Yeah. If
Yeah.
you were to ever write it down in your memoirs or whatever, or tell somebody how it felt, those were the words that came into your head. Some of the images, some of the thoughts were like images of tentacles coming out of the sea, cities burning, shipwrecks. Fucking huge deal. Just
Old
destruction.
one warlocks. We all end up being old one warlocks off the desk. We're all taking the next
But
level.
I can't. My charisma is too low.
Yes, but the thing is, Farewell, I don't know how the rules work, but Warlock get their spell slots back after a short rest.
Yeah, that's not how
Matter.
it works with.
Doesn't matter. I have a
They're
7
separate
charisma.
multi-classing with warlock and.
I have a
They
7.
have to be separate, but still, the ability
Well,
to have spells that I can get back all the time would be great.
But it's only one spell slots.
What was that, Nick?
I have a 7 charisma. I'm safe.
We'll get you to read the
World's
book.
worst warlock.
We'll get you to read the book and we'll send you to evening classes.
I physically cannot take the class.
I cast
my
Eldritch
charisma-
Fizzle.
My
is
charisma is
technically
16.
impossible. It is technically impossible for my character to become a
Every-
warlock.
Yeah, you're
I
like,
could become
ooh,
a really
can you be my
paladin.
patron? And they're like, oh no,
I could
thank
be
you.
a real shit paladin because I've got 16 strength. So technically I could take a level in paladin. My spells would be fucking all at -2, so what's the point?
What's the
But I
fucking
could
point?
be a paladin if I really wanted to.
Yeah.
Aw.
no.
Glory. Just glory.
Oh dear.
The water does not feel hot anymore.
Oh.
The water does not feel tiring. It doesn't feel encompassing. You no longer feel hunted. You no longer feel like things are crushing you.
Okay.
You feel completely just underwater.
Good to know.
60 foot. Cora, exhausted. Eclipse, exhausted. 1 point of terror. Farewell, pissed off, and trucking. It still feels warm. It still feels oppressive. You still feel hunted, Farewell. But from your last fucking ordeal, you're just fucking trucking on there. You're at
I
60
died
foot. Is anybody doing
yesterday.
anything at 60? I believe Glory had something.
I didn't exactly have anything, but I know that that's the middle ground for all my spells.
All right. It was just a general, this is a good place to be. Thing.
Yes.
Sure. So if you...
Well, I have a thought, but we're gonna wait until someone starts to talk.
Glory, only you feel this.
Mhm.
And it's almost like you, at 60 foot, you broke a barrier, and it's like, whew, okay, scary voice, but at least we got through that, whatever the fuck that was. There's still a shimmer in front of you now, but it looks less hot.
Okay.
I will, with your dim light vision, I'll give you a...
Dark vision. I have.
dark vision.
I have
I'll-
60 feet.
As the others are struggling with their ordeal, and now you aren't, give me a quick perception check.
Okay, that it's not like.
Glory's known for her perception.
Excuse you, I have proficiency in it. That's the only
Good,
positive thing.
good.
Setting you into situations where there's a bit of a roulette as to who gets to do this.
Yes.
Uh,
Come on,
is-
big roll. Big
What was
roll.
that?
That
Did
is
you
a
get-
19 plus 5.
Yeah.
At 24.
You are focusing on Tristane ahead of you now that you're not so encompassed by the ordeal. Tristane looks boiled alive. Bright pink
Yeah,
skin.
he's
His
not looking
eyes are
good.
like milky orbs. There's a look like kind of severe sunburn damage on his skin. He's naked to the waist, and he's wearing tattered trews, and he's only wearing a boot on 1 foot.
I need to get closer, and then I can lass him with the rope and pull him to us.
Or you can hand me the rope. No, because I don't have any strength. That's useless.
I was gonna say, I wasn't gonna be rude about it.
No, that's too much physical activity. I don't do that.
You can turn yourself into a shark with polymorph and then use the rope.
Yeah, because
How would I
it just
turn myself into anything?
it would actually, yeah, because it only works on command. I only have to say the command word. Off it goes. But that does mean I have to push forward.
I mean,
no one's
technically,
stopping me,
I could
so I
animate
push-
it. But
I
don't
push
know.
forward. It's
Okay.
already technically animated. It's just because there's only 30 feet of it.
Okay. Farewell, you get to 30 foot, and literally I just did 30 foot in increments, getting closer to the vent. As you get within 30 foot, even though you haven't really connected that much with it, there's a thought in your head that if you could put it into words says, "Come forward and test your faith."
Oh, how original. Honestly.
I would also like to try and get closer if I don't feel like I'm getting more lethargic rather than the 1 point of exhaustion I have. I will attempt to go to just 30 foot, no more than 30 foot.
Okay. As you get to 30 foot, I want you to make me another Constitution saving throw, please.
Actually,
And the voice in your head, Eclipse, says, "Come, penitent. You are starting to know me. Starting to acknowledge me. Test your faith."
No. Luck.
I was about to say, yeah.
Use that
I
feat.
just realized that I had +1 to all of those saving throws. Oops.
But you don't have to make them anymore.
No.
You're fine.
Luck.
I've deliberately not given you the internal monologue for Thena and Yana at this point.
How far back?
Have to go with us. They can stay
They're with
further
you. They're
back.
right next to you.
Okay.
Because Eclipse can't go forward unless Thena...
I can, because
she
I have
can
freedom of movement.
Oh, yeah,
It's
you can
freedom
stay
of
ahead.
You can move
If
now.
if you've left Thena, Thena is still pretty much side by side. You do notice that they are both clutching pendants at this point.
Yes. 21 with a natural 19.
Yeah.
Thank you, Luck.
You
God
hear...
bless you, Luck.
You hear, "Keep on the path, small feral one. Know me."
I move within 20 feet of Tristane,
Mm-hmm.
and as I go on, Chris.
I was gonna say, I immediately as I reach 30 feet, I want to cast Detect Thoughts on Tristane.
Go for
Okay.
it. Go.
Nick, you happy to yield? Because she did cut you.
Yeah, I'm absolutely happy to yield.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So, Eclipse, as you get to 30 foot, you detect thoughts on Tristane. His uppermost thoughts, which you get for free right now, is confusion, devotion, self-sacrifice, single-mindedly attempting to complete the ritual to gain the power needed for him, his family, and those under their care to survive what is coming.
Boy.
I will.
Oh, and madness.
Yes, and madness.
Yeah.
Unhinged.
Well.
Yeah. I am gonna dig deeper as an action.
Okay, that's a saving throw for me.
Yeah, it's a saving throw. The important part, though, which I want to happen, is that he knows that I am doing this and that we are here to kind of snap him out of it.
Ooh, good call. Good call.
Okay, I've got a 16 plus 2, 18.
Well, I fail. He saves.
He saves. He does know that you're doing it.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you, just because it was the right time to use this spell, and his mind is very slightly floopy. As he kicks you out, he
doesn't kick me out. I just don't get in.
As he denies you entry, you have a feeling that he thinks that you're a figment of his imagination, just another test of his faith.
Well, that was my action. I'm gonna attempt it again when it's my turn again, so whoever's going next is.
Farewell. What are you doing?
I swim up next to him.
Sure. As you get closer, the heat near him is unbearable. There is a sudden single thought in your mind of let's see, you are you're pretty good. So there's a single thought in your mind, and that is withstand, I guess is the best word. It is withstand with elements of know me. So it's withstand, know me. And as you do so, take 0 out of 6 heat damage as the ring on your finger starts going
Yeah.
accepting heat. However, you take no damage, but you feel the pain of 6 points of fire damage.
Sure. See, I speak out loud. See, that's the difference between true faith and madness. Now, let's put a gay end to this silliness. And
Actually, I'll give you a bit more. Actually, just before you're about to do that, put a pin in that. I want to come back to that. The figure in front of you, you've seen people scalded before. This guy looks like he has near 80% scald over his body.
I'm going to have a lot of work to do when I get back.
His eyes look like a fish after it's been cooked in the pot. The eyes are useless. There is a swirling energy now that you're close enough because you stood right next to him. There's a swirling energy inside the chalice, and you're close enough now to hear a very distant wailing of many voices. Sorry, I didn't want to let go of that. I was like, "Fuck, you're there. You know, have the treat."
I just want to throw in so you know, Cora is holding an Eldritch Blast for when there is a held action happening for if needed.
Absolutely.
I send the rope forward to snake around him to bind him up nice and tight.
You have impeccable insight, so I'll tell you now, as your rope binds around him, there's a look of resignment and pleasure as he succumbs to it. He doesn't save, the opposite. He almost wriggles into it as he feels this coiling sensation around his body.
Yeah.
See me, Tentacle Senpai.
Notice me, Tentacle Senpai.
I'm going to assume that as he's not resisting, he's complying.
Yeah.
No one wanted reason.
He yielded to being grappled by the rope. That's all I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I pick him up?
You can pick him up.
Okay.
Girl, do we want that chalice in his hand
almost
anymore?
goes ragdoll in your hands and is muttering something, but you can't hear it.
Okay. But the chalice is still floating up above us.
It's clutched between his hands.
He's holding that chalice, and I'm asking you if we want that in his hand anymore, because he is clearly doing a ritual with the chalice.
Hold on. Bear with me one sec.
We don't want that thing.
So, it doesn't kind of work the same way anymore since we changed the finesse points, but I always enjoyed the narrative part of the things that are on my knife.
Mm-hmm.
And so I summon it forth, coalescing all of that smoke and fire and everything back into my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And just as I did with the door.
And for the viewers, a giant obsidian knife appears in Farewell's hands.
Just as I did with the door, when I could look through all the different options and choices and directions and helped me picked out the right one. I would like to expend the charges that I would usually use to pick my preferred fate and peer and see if there is one where I could potentially remove the goblet from Tristane's hands.
Okay. Ooh. Damn it. I was looking at a part in my notes where I was just like, do it. Okay. So you slash through the I was about to say the air. You slash through the water. And as you do so, the world slows down. As you see carved in front of you many fates for what will happen over the next few seconds. In a few of the fates, a large tentacle comes out of nowhere and attacks some of you. As you
Make a little note.
and this happens as you are pulling Tristane away. as you pull Tristan away, that's why I said you can pick him up, and you didn't say move
that-
away, and I was like, damn you.
I was being
You-
very
you pick
specific
him
in that
up.
respect. Yeah.
And he's just there like, senpai's holding me. And
Oh boy, is he going to be disappointed.
So disappointed.
waking up the next morning and going, who the fuck are you? I thought you were God.
Story of my life.
So yeah, you pick him up, and you slash the water. You know, moving him away, fucking huge tentacle comes out of the rift and tries to grapple Tristan and anybody who's nearby in a big sweeping movement to try to pull him back, not into the rift, but just pull him back. The second that you move a foot away, just the moment that the intention and the maneuver starts to happen, Tristan basically realizes that it is not Senpai Tentacle and starts to freak the fuck out, and that's what brings the tentacle. That's the first slash.
No snipe.
The second slash that you can see that is you taking the blade. Yeah? You taking Fate Render and smashing it into the center of the goblet, the chalice, into the swirling energy that's in the middle. When you see that, basically, you know, the cinematic happens and you go, beep, and suddenly it goes, and it's just darkness. And yet, not the end. It's almost like whatever happens is beyond your ken. In one of them, you physically wrestle the chalice from his hands and throw it into the void. Throw it into the upsurge. And in the final one, you somehow, you don't know how, you just kind of know that that's a possibility, convince Tristan himself to throw the chalice away.
What I'm hoping for, is it my action, as in I can do the attempt to...
We're
on his
still in the
mind
middle of Farewell's action.
Yeah.
But I, yeah, the click,
Okay.
grin, yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the
He definitely
options.
sees one where Cora blasts the chalice out of Tristan's hands, because that was what
yeah,
she's holding
that's-
for.
That's in the
It's-
big
it's
sliver
in
that
amongst
is knocking
them,
the
yeah.
chalice out of the hands. Yeah.
I know.
I mean, there is this terrible coin on side thing where I kill him and then resurrect him when we're in the
We'll sort this out later.
crunch. Yeah, sorry about this.
Hashtag grave
Snap.
carrot.
Yeah, snap. Drag him back up to the thing. Resurrect him back onto the ship.
Okay.
Job's done.
We have 2
Um,
minutes, according to the clock. And
I think this is a really good place to stop, personally.
Kate
Yeah.
is yawning.
that should never stop you. I yawn whether I've had sleep or not
Yay.
sleep.
I was going
It
to say,
just-
I'm confused as to why you're yawning, because this is midday for you, right?
I know. It's don't worry. It's just because I don't breathe properly. I clearly don't breathe. Don't worry about the yawning from me. I'm never the one that's tired. It's always everyone else.
With all the potential options,
Why is
and
the music
also
stopped?
that any option you do take is going to take some time. Shall we leave it here?
Now that 7 charisma is coming to beat me in the ass. Having to convince somebody to do something.
Well, I have message, so, I can try. And also, I will try to actually convince him that we're here by pushing more on his mind. Anyway, I think, yes, leaving it here for next...
Now is good. Cliffhangers
Okay.
are good.
What the
So
Ooh.
I'm changing how I
Ah.
name the episodes now. Previously, it was always something and something with a bit of alliteration in. This episode is called Breath of the Kraken. So, because that's what's right in front of you. You are right in front of the Breath of the Kraken.
No, we're not.
Yes, we're inside the
It's just
fucking
this little
derelict Kraken.
volcano thing. It's not.
Yeah.
Everything is fine. Glory's
Everything
fine.
is-
I mean,
Everything
get
is
what all of
sunshines,
you're
rainbows,
complaining
and
about.
lollipops.
Tristan
So-
is just
Damn it,
spoiled
I am
lobster.
so invested. I want to keep going, but we can't.
Yeah, no.
So a player maintenance thing. Please have your next level ready for next session.
No, I'm never ready.
I have already decided what spells I'm getting. This is fine.
And by
Oh,
ready, I mean
God.
ready to change between rounds if
In an
necessary.
instant. Oh my god. Okay.
Okay.
What
Right.
does level 11 of a warlock do? Okay.
Oh, I think
Level 11.
everything
yeah.
above 10 and above for Warlock, that's when shit gets
Oh,
really
it gets
Yeah.
so crazy
Oh,
good.
so good.
Summon
Yeah.
second Kraken.
Yeah. You get
Kraken on
some.
Kraken action. Fight!
Your spells start getting a bit weird, so you don't get any more of your warlock spell slots, but you get like extra things from your thing
Yeah, you
where you
get
can
gifts.
use once per day.
Yeah. To the point where we're in the zone now where I actually have to speak to Kate aside from the thing and say, right, what are you choosing? Because I have to write it in.
Reliable talent next level.
Oh, ouch.
That's one happy rogue.
One unhappy DM. But yeah,
Take 10.
I'm going to have a look at the level because it might be that I have to have an aside chat to Kate because depending on what she chooses, those gifts get personally given to you by your patron. So, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so
I
we
get
will
my
feed
first
that in terms of
6th
narrative.
level spell.
Right. So I want to raid somebody. Now, there is an obvious one on this list, but Sekian's there with one viewer, and I like the idea of jumping on him.
It's
Yeah.
Raytron. That's Raytron. Yeah.
Yeah, because on my list I've got Jane85. I've got Bearded Guys Gaming. They've got 272 viewers.
Let's go bother
let's go
bother
raid him.
Seekion. We love him.
Let's
and
go do
What's,
that.
what's he playing? Super hot.
Super hot mind
Delete.
control.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Let's go see.
Never
what
heard of
that
it
is.
before,
Sixth
so I
level
might just, whilst I'm writing up my
spell
notes,
is
kind of
called Melt.
watch him do it.
Oh,
so let's
I have
raid
heard
our
of
boy.
this. This is a VR game
Disintegrate.
more than I've played this
Yeah.
in VR, but I haven't.
Sweet. Okay. Let's
I
go
think it's
raid the
now
boy. And it turns
non-VR.
out that I'm going to be playing some more games with Sean because he's got No Man's Sky and is really interested in joining back in. It's like, ooh, wingman. And also he's interested in Lance and will probably be playing with us tomorrow. I need to find out if he can make it and if Ed's already spoken to him.
I get my
So-
first 6.
Do you want me to do the raid command?
I've already got it up and ready, so let's start that countdown.
Oh yeah,
Yep,
I have.
so-
You
to
get
actually end
channel
the
points for
stream.
joining the raid, so stick around for just channel points.
Oh
So
yes,
that-
definitely. And let's see, 11 viewers. I think that's all of us, isn't it? Raid now.
Yeah.
Yep, there we go.
Wow,
Let's go.
we haven't even. Okay, we'll go to the end screen for everyone else.